spin in the air. Take it out right now.
Carr across the middle finds Renfro. They get out of there, and the ball comes. They got me down.
I mean, when you look at it, it's just absolutely stacked.
Back up. Waller across.
Take a seat.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Mullen.
The boy grows up.
Snap good, hold good, and victory in overtime for the Raiders.
Yo, salute. What's good with your fam? How is everybody doing tonight? Had to call my cousin King Cleophas and borrow his little crown for the evening, man. You know what I mean? Just for a little bit, man. Just to show y'all that the king of late night is in this bitch, man. Give a fuck what nobody say. The king of the late night is in this bitch tonight, man. We're gonna talk about some motherfucking shit, man. We're gonna talk about our Raiders actually being fucking contenders. Not pretenders, but contenders. You know what I mean? I see a lot. I like a lot. We're going to talk about it. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up right now. Got about 30 people pulling in, man. Sure enough, appreciate y'all. Dirty salute to everybody. But for those in the chat, let's see who's in the chat this evening, man. We got our boy Robert Pena. What's up with you, Rob? How's everything going, man? Hope all is well. We got the as my boy Wasted likes to call him, the unofficial executive producer of YouTube Network Nations, Sean Johnson. What's good with you, fam? Salute to you. My boy Milka Breezy like cereals in the building. What's good with you, fam? Hope all is well. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Once I get through all the salutes and everything, man, we're going to take off the crown, sit it to the side, and we're going to go ahead and get into a chat. I got a special guest backstage waiting, too. Y'all love him. I'll bring him out in a hot second, man. Black and Grayed Out, the producer of the beats that you hear played throughout these shows, man, that I put on. That is who produces all of these beats for me, man. My boy Black and Grayed Out. What's good with you, fam? I'm trying to upload the newest ones that you sent to me. I just ain't got a chance to put them in the studio yet. Got to take some things out, but man, fire, and I appreciate you, man, as always. Let's see who else is in this building, man. They move so fast sometimes. You know what I mean? My boy Joe Lee's in the building. What's good with you, man? Hey, my partner in crime, my homeboy from the Dirty Lunatic Show. You know what I mean? My boy Raiders Allegiance in the building. Lunatic Raider, what's good with you, fam? Big Daddy, what's good with you, folks? Hope all is well. My dude Dave Maxfield is in the building. What's good with you, Dave? Hey, man, Gruden Grinder, I feel you. Wasn't leaving anybody out, man. Raider Ross, what's good with you, fam? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Hope you had a blessed day. Bugsy, my guy. What's good? Oh, Bugsy with the high bugs. I feel you, man. Brave Raider, my guy. What's good with you, folks? How's the bowling going, man? Hope all is well. Keep knocking them pins down, getting your strikes, my guy. My boy Shane, what's good with you, Shane? Salute to you, folks. You know what I mean? Cool Cavs in the building. What's up with you, Cool Cav? Joseph Soto's in the building. What's good with you, Joe? Tell him something, Joe. My boy Terrence is in the building. Salute, Terrence. AllEyesOnG.com. What's good with you? Hope all is well, man. I'm just trying to fly through them real quick, man. I mean, no disrespect by shortening them up. My boy Thor is in the building. What's good with you, Thor? Yee. What's good, fam? Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. My condolences to our sister Sylvia and her family, man. Hurts to hear things like that, man. You know what I mean? I really, you know, when people lose people, man, I really don't know what to say. All I can really do at that point in time is really just take my hat off and request a moment of silence. If we can do that, man, I greatly appreciate it, man. So much love and respect, man. Hope. My best wishes to the family, man. That's all I can tell you, man. Best wishes to the family and salute. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring out my special guest real quick so we can get into this show, man. I don't want to lose no viewers by just giving shots out. You know what I mean? So we're gonna jump right into this, man. Man. My special guest backstage with me right now, man. You guys know him very well. Not only is he a YouTube content creator, he is a bona fide certified reporter. He is a beat writer for Raider Ramble. He is a reporter for SC football this year. He's a Raider content creator. He's a Raider lover. He's a Raider through and through. This is my brother. This is my fam. You know what I mean? Had a chance to actually sit and talk with this man. Love him to death. Appreciate him every time he pulls up over here or whenever he allows me to pull up over there at this show. Hey, where'd the show go? Give me the show. My boy, Mr. Phil Robinson. What's up with you, Phil?
What's going on, Dirty Dirt? What's going on, chat? Everybody out there. I see Thor. I see Big T, Milka Beezy, Rob P, Dave Maxfield. What's happening?
That's happening. Hey, look, I got another special guest that just pulled up, man. You know what?
Oh.
Man, I got a cat that just pulled up, bro, that I also consider fam. You know what I mean? I spent two and a half days with this dude, bro. You know what I mean? 2.5 days I spent with this cat, man. The first time we actually had a chance to hook up and meet in person. And we always been on the podcast tip, you know what I mean? And doing the things. And I pull up to his show when he need me, when he asked me to, pull up to mine, you know what I mean? But I consider this brother right here some fam bam. You know what I mean? But look, 2.5 days. The only time we got into an argument is when I was fucking hungry. But I get into an argument with anybody when I'm fucking hungry, bro. But ladies and gentlemen, you guys know him. He's kind of been MIA for a minute, but sometimes, you know what? Real life takes a hold and you got to deal with real life. You know what I mean? This right here, this for fun. We do this for the pure joy and love, but at the same time, some of us got real lives to lead. And I definitely understand. But look, season starting up. He's back in action, ladies and gentlemen. You know where anytime you see him, man, he's got to be coming out of the tomb, ladies and gentlemen. My boy, the Pharaoh of the NFL. What's up, Pharaoh?
What's going on, man, fellas, man? How y'all doing, man? It's been a minute.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Man, what's going
Philly Phil, what's going on? Dirty, man, what's up, man? Salute to the chat, salute to the nation, man. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Hey, NFL season is around the corner. I gotta come back for the NFL season. I gotta come back for the Raiders season, man. And it's been a minute since I chopped up football with y'all. Especially, I want to hear what Phil. It's been a minute since I talked to Phil about football. To be honest with you, and I know he got some hot takes. I know he got some strong opinions on certain things, but
hot takes that have facts, brother.
Hey, man.
Hey, look. One thing you know about Phil, man. Whenever he's telling you something, he's basing it off facts. He's not basing it off of an opinion. He's basing it off the facts. He's a numbers guy, just like me. Now, sometimes I like to obscure the numbers and make them look like they go in my favor half the time, but it's all right. It's okay.
That's what I'm here for. I mean, putting you back right when you go wrong.
It's all right.
I read his articles. Man.
I read his articles.
Yep. He had a nice little Derek Carr article. Like he was basically pointing out the obvious, that the fact that he's gonna be an MVP candidate this year, especially with everything that's been happening this offseason. But more to do with, you know what? I don't even want to take over the show. Dirty.
Hey, look. This show was thrown together. You know what I mean?
I want to hear your voice. I
Yeah,
ain't
we
see.
ain't
I
heard
ain't
you in it.
see
We ain't
I
heard you in a minute, man. Look, look,
called nobody, sent a text. I made
man.
you famous, bruh.
He did,
Everybody else
man.
can't say that, but I can.
He did, man.
Hey, man,
Cameraman of the year, man.
man,
An Oscar
he
worthy
straight
moment,
posted
man.
you up on bro. All he had to do was just click, and he'd have been a poster, bro.
Looked like he went back to having 4-foot hops. You know what I'm saying? No, he got about 3 inches off the ground, but boy, it looked like that he could jump over Mount Everest.
Hey,
That
Looks like he
man.
was trying to do the black hole leap, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Black hole leap.
I had to make a play, man. I had to shut it down,
Jumping
man.
for
Make that
Jesus
play,
over
man.
here.
Man.
I had
No,
to make the play.
the title of the show literally is can the Raiders be an actual legit contender this year? You know what I mean? Now I know that we only watched one preseason game or whatnot, and it wasn't really the starters. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, man. One thing I will say, regardless of the things that we saw that we didn't like, we didn't appreciate. You know what? Still, the backups look decent. The backups look decent. They were
Better
able
than
to
decent.
actually perform.
Better
You know?
than decent. They look capable.
Capable. Thank you. All right, yeah, better than I didn't want to go too far left field. You know what I mean? Sometimes I can do that. Right now, I kind of want it to be. I didn't want to be left field this show.
They
You
look
know what I
coached
mean?
up.
I want it
They
to
look
be.
coached up.
Yeah, I want to be.
Sure.
I want to be
Everybody
on point
looks
with this show right here. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give you no left field takes tonight. I'm seriously talking about the fact that these guys look like they got decent leadership, not only in the huddle, but as well as on the sideline, as well as the coaching staff, as well as the front office. The one key thing that I didn't see that you would quite possibly see in the preseason is offensive line penalties, which we are known for. You didn't see those.
Pre-snap penalties, offensive line penalties. The only offensive penalty was an illegal formation for covering up an eligible receiver. So which meant that the far receiver didn't get off the line.
So it was like, you know, really, even though it was just one game, the thing that stood out was you had players so-called out of position, but you were still able to get some work in, right? You were able to get some work done. Some of your players performed to their peak, and we'll get into the player who didn't because the rumors are true. As my boy Phil says, yes, they are true. He's not of a concern anymore. And we'll take a look at what is available. If we were to decide to look outside the team for quite possibly another lineman, I have a list of free agents available. You know what I mean? I do have that pulled up, ready to go. We can take a look at that as well. You know what I mean? And see like who we would quite possibly want to replace him with. It's just a matter of time before they announce it. And I don't really think they have to announce it if they don't want to. You know, is there a rule that you have to announce it?
No, there's not a rule that you have to announce it, especially during preseason, because technically nobody's made the roster as of yet because you haven't made your cuts. The other thing about that is that until they know what they're going to do with him, they don't have to make that designation. Now it's been questionable on whether it's a complete tear or a partial tear, and then again, like I said, this has not been confirmed, so I'm only speculating as to what potentially may have happened. But if they don't put him on IR, they don't technically have to disclose it.
Okay. See, and that's what I was thinking. Like if they don't have to do anything that they don't need to do until it's time to do it, right? And that's the only if they put him on IR, that's the only reason they would have to announce it. Now, if they just set him on the bench with an undisclosed injury, I mean, what kind of announcement is that? We know he's on the bench. You know what I mean? Like we don't see him playing, so obviously he's on the bench. You know, if he's not suited up, obviously he's hurt. So I mean, what kind of real announcement would that technically be? But hey, look, my whole thing is I'm not going to limit it to maybe one or two players that didn't really perform well, maybe three. I'll say three players that didn't really perform to the expectations that were given in some of these pressers that we've been hearing. You know what I mean? Brandon Parker didn't live up to the hype from the pressers. You know what I mean? John Simpson didn't really live up to the hype from the pressers. Tyrone Johnson didn't live up to the hype from the pressers. And these are my personal opinions. You know, everybody's opinions are going to differ. You know what I mean? But my personal opinions from what I kept hearing out of the pressers, I was really expecting a lot from these three guys, and I just didn't get it. What's up, my friend?
What did you not like about what Teron Johnson did short of not hanging on to the football on that deep pass?
The three drop passes that I felt like he should have caught.
Good point.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? One of them, he was wide open. All he had to do was catch it. He would have been house. Another one, he let it get inside his body and hit his thigh. The other one, he literally just lost control of his balance, fell down trying to catch it. Bro, coming into your third year, you know what I mean? People say, oh, well, you know, Cliff Branch couldn't catch his first 2 years, but he could catch his third.
And that's why he's on the bench fighting for the 6th roster spot.
And I feel like Justin Hall put up a better performance with the targets that he received versus Tyron Johnson. So now we got to wait till the next game to see if he gets a few more targets and what he does with those. Justin Hall could actually take his spot because he is a return man as well. You know what I mean? So if he continues to catch the ball, the only thing you got to fix with him is his route running. It's not as crisp as it needs to be, but that you can definitely fix in time. You know what I mean? Catching the ball, that's something different. Because if Tyron Johnson is not at the jugs every day, you're never going to teach him to catch the ball.
And the thing about Tyron Johnson too, that makes it tough for him. Like when he struggles in the in game, I feel like the fact that he doesn't have like a resume, he doesn't have a big resume. You know what I mean? He's been a journeyman receiver. He's been hopping from team to team. He hasn't really started some games. Guys like Keelan Cole, you would think would have a bigger edge. Like, you know what I mean? You would think the coaching staff would trust them more. So a guy like Tyron Johnson, I feel like has to do a little bit more than those guys to make the team, if that makes sense.
It does.
It does.
And you're right, he would. Usually a guy like him would be stuck playing special teams as well.
For sure. And then the good thing about him too, as well, is that the fact that he's been playing from what I'm hearing from the beat writers, he's been playing well in training camp. Like he's been one of the best receivers in training camp. The dude's been getting open, but at the end of the day, like if he's not making plays in preseason, and you know what, Hollins didn't do anything to that game too. Was that a guy that you mentioned, Dirty? Mac Hollins? Mac Hollins.
I think Hollins makes the team. I think he makes the team though. You know what I mean? Just because of his spirit, his leadership. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he still makes the team. Now that pass they threw him, that was a terrible pass. You know what I mean? The pass behind the line of scrimmage, there was no blocking out in front of him, man. I don't know how much. I don't really know how much he could have really did with that. You know what I mean? It looked like a busted play. You know, it really did look like a busted play. And again, I think Tyron Johnson was in there and missed a block. I think he was in that play and missed a block. Now here you got as a wide receiver, you got to block. At least in this offense. In this offense, you got to be able to block.
So that's the difference between a long gain and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Downfield blocking.
Downfield blocking. You know, so hey Michael, what's good with you, man? Salute. Ray Ozzy, what's good with you, man? Salute. The Truth, what's good with you, man? Salute. Fatigue, what's good with you, fam? Salute, man. Hope all is well with everybody, man. Hope you had a blessed day. We're just sitting here talking about how we can be actual legit contenders this year. And what it is we're looking forward to, well, what's on the team, who can make the roster, who's not gonna make the roster. Now I believe it'll probably be maybe next game after that, where we start to see some of these guys that we're actually talking about start to get dismissed. I think the first Like, I don't even think we really have to dismiss that many people for in our first cut, right? Like, what's the first cut? How many are you supposed to cut down to?
I think it's like 80, isn't it?
80, right? So that
Some
means what? We'd send what? 8 people,
Yep.
maybe 7? Because we only have 88, 87 people in camp. We didn't do the full 93.
Nope.
So what, you send 8 people home?
Full 90, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's 8 guys that we're talking about right now. Because I think there's 8 guys on this team that nobody talks about at all.
Yeah, they're definitely, and you got practice squad guys who that's usually who end up being 8 guys, who those 8 guys will be, or they'll try to keep them at the end of the third or fourth preseason game. But usually, if your practice squad guy was any good, he's not going to stay there because somebody can snatch him up off your roster and you can't do shit about it. If they're going to play him, and he makes the active roster.
From my understanding, Dave Maxfield, Darren Waller is dealing with something really minute. It's not anything major, it's something really minute, and he wasn't going to play anyway. So him staying home doesn't bother me. But from my understanding, it's very minute. It's not even anything major or anything like that. It's just real minute, and they wanted to go ahead and take care of it now. You know what I mean? Get the treatment on it, and then, play him later on in the preseason. Yeah, I think the only starters you might see offensively, weapon wise, is probably the running backs for the next week or so in these games. I don't think you'll see DC until maybe.
I don't know. I think McDaniels is kind of bold. He'll play some of these guys during the preseason. Maybe he didn't play some guys that first game, but I feel like I think I read somewhere where when he was obviously he was the offensive coordinator for the Patriots in the past. Tom Brady was playing a lot of preseason game, a lot in the preseason. So I don't know if that has anything to do with McDaniels or anything to do with Bill Belichick. We'll see. But
So honestly and truthfully, I would say that until they get that right tackle situation assessed properly to where they want it to be, that you're probably not going to see DC at this point. I mean, this particular conversation, we could take this and foray it into the offensive line conversation, and with Parker being down, yes, you're going to have Colt Miller back on the left side. So essentially, we're right back at square one with looking at Alex Leatherwood to play right tackle, which is a position that we all know he should not be playing.
How did you feel about that preseason game with Leatherwood?
It wasn't awful. It wasn't great, but it was just enough for him to not be noticed, and for him to not be noticed was a great step in the right direction. But he wasn't lined up against Trayvon Walker. It was Brandon Parker who we have to give Trayvon Walker his due for being the number 1 pick and for being a beast of a player, because he has skill. He has everything you would want in a pass rush. I'm like, he's no slouch.
Right.
Now we don't want to give Brandon Parker any love, and it really doesn't matter because he's not going to be playing for in the foreseeable future.
Right.
But you look, so that brings you down to what did you think about the quarterback play? Because you can have all of this in practice, but what I think you're going to see is Carr will get all his work in the joint practice with the Patriots, when they can make sure that even though they get through the line, they can blow the play dead instead of letting him get hit. Because that right side of the line is about to get challenged, and their ability to pick up stunts still is not where it needs to be.
So you're saying similar to last year, where Carr didn't play not one snap in the preseason, but he did play. Obviously, they had a joint practice last year with the Rams. So this year they have a joint practice with the Patriots. So that's probably the best Carr is going to be You know what I mean? Like that's probably the most Carr is gonna play
Yeah,
against another team.
that's when he'll get all the action. That's when you'll see the ones versus ones, twos versus twos, and everybody who's really going to move forward on the 53 will get action in that thing, and then it'll be back to the thirds and the cuts on whatever, I think it's Saturday or Sunday, whichever day the game is.
Yeah, man, and the thing is, you made a good point about like the fact that Carr is probably not going to play in the preseason because that right tackle situation is kind of like it's up in the air, especially with Parker going down. And Parker was like he was starting the most in training camp, and obviously in the preseason, Colton Miller didn't start, so they moved Parker to the left side. But it's like, are they going to do something at that position? Are they going to make a move? Because they literally saved, I think they have the third most cap room in the NFL right now, so they could sign an available free agent, maybe to add some depth to that to the tackle position. Or there were rumors last week with that guy from Chicago. I don't know how you feel about that guy, Tevin Jenkins.
So he came in with back problems right off the bat, and I believe he needed surgery. And he's on year 2 and he's a malcontent. And sometimes maybe you need to change your scenery. Sometimes coach is asking you to do something you don't feel cool doing. But like I said, Brandon Parker wasn't a problem in the last preseason game. Until he becomes a problem, he should get every bit. He's the best you got. So you need to coach him up to get the best you can get out of him, some way, somehow.
Brandon Parker or Alex Leatherwood?
Alex Leatherwood.
Alex Leatherwood. Okay.
Yeah.
KJ Hendricks, salute, man. Navy vet, what's good, man? Salute, man. Salute everybody that's pulling up. If I forget to shoot you out, you know what I mean? I apologize. J Dog, my dude, what's good with you, man? Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. Drake just ain't it. Should have retired after the ankle again.
It's a tough injury, man. Back-to-back years.
What's good with you?
We can do it,
Man.
So we
wanted to play out that contract.
Hey, you can play out the contract all you want. Look, my whole thing is I saw Drake in there, man. I wasn't impressed.
No,
I wasn't impressed at all.
Now the question was, is it rust, or is that just where he is? That what it is? Because as we all know, you start breaking your ankles, start breaking your legs, and you're in a bad spot for a position that is for a young man. This is not a good combination, a good place for you to be.
The coaching staff is down on him, though.
Egalitarian. That is not truly Tony.
It is
that
not.
Is Pharaoh of the NFL. That is not
Pharaoh.
truly Tony.
The hero of the content creator football game.
Hey, man.
The white team. The white team. The hero of the white team.
I lost my train of thought. I was going to say
co-MVP.
Yes.
That didn't get.
He said, who was the other MVP?
Take a wild guess.
Me.
They didn't come to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
You see me.
Hey, man, but
you
hey,
want my spot.
but going back to Kenyon Drake, that's what I wanted to touch on. Yeah, the coaching staff is definitely seeing what you guys are seeing, because he's coming in with like the second, third team. The guy's like, he's getting paid that hefty amount, and the fact that like he was like a backup to Drake last year, and now like Zamir White looks like he's that guy right now, at least right behind Jacobs. I think Jacobs is going to be the starter.
Like he was ahead of Drake too.
Yep, Amir Abdullah. That guy, he's making a team. He got to make the team. He looks good, man.
So you asked the question, Phil, right?
You don't believe it?
No. Amir Abdullah has about 240 yards to his entire career.
I hear you,
Sometimes
but
you need a new team for a new
but he but he
resurgence.
but he's also a special teams contributor, right? He got some return experience.
He's
So I'm
Yeah,
just
scheduled as a
saying
kick
he can
returner.
make it on.
Bolden.
I'm sorry.
So does Brandon Bolden.
I haven't seen Brandon Bolden play. To be honest with you, I
You
haven't seen a lot of.
probably won't because there's no need. He
You
knows
know what I mean?
he knows the system. He's got familiarity. Josh McDaniels knows what he can do.
I think if there's a need for
He's,
all the
he's hurt.
other
He's
running
hurt right
backs
now,
to
right?
play,
He's hurt.
They he might be. I have
Yeah,
with a
he's
little
hurt right now.
ouchie.
I
Nothing
think
serious,
I
but a
think
little
if it's
ouchie.
necessary for Josh Jacobs to play, who is the starting running back, then it's damn sure necessary for Brandon Bolden to play. You can't say it's necessary for the starter to play and then the backup not. Everybody's got to get the contact. If that's what you're saying it's about, you're saying you want all the running backs to get contact so that they can feel, they can get used to the game because you can't do it in practice. And why the fuck Brandon Bolden ain't out there? Because he ain't starting over Josh Jacobs. As much as I may have talked about Josh Jacobs in the past, he's not fucking starting over him. He's not.
No, it's obvious. So I've been watching them and comparing them to see what it would look like. I had my thoughts about it. I had my thoughts about what it would be looking at their offensive situations coming out of college, because I felt like they were similar style with different characteristics, and that's still pretty much where I'm at. They're slightly different variations of the same guy. They're roughly about the same size, same weight, same running style, up the middle, physical guys. Now, where it gets different is that Zamir White is much faster and much more explosive than Josh Jacobs. Now, where it balances out is that in the open field, Josh Jacobs is more liable to make a man miss and get by him to score, or at least get tackled from behind. Problem is that he's not hitting the open field like he used to because he's not getting through the hole fast enough. Now against Jacksonville, that wasn't an issue because they had wide open holes to hit. And then that goes back, and that's why I made that comment about touchdowns versus long gains, because like you said about downfield blocking, when you're hitting holes like that and getting on the second and third level like this, you don't have to stop block very long. You just got to get in front of the corner long enough for the running back to pass you.
But is that what you're seeing with Josh Jacobs though? Because he's always kind of been that guy where he's always had that burst, he's always had that shiftiness about him. But when he gets into the open field, it's like he can't hit that second gear. It's like it takes him a long time to gain speed. I mean, his rookie year he had some long runs here and there, but even his rookie year I don't know. I think the longest touchdown he's had like in his career is probably, I got to look it up, but it's
23 yards, something like that.
And that's just his game. That's just his game.
4.67 versus 4.40. That's almost a quarter of a second faster in 40 yards. That's a huge difference.
Man,
that's a huge difference in speed.
It is a huge difference, but
yeah.
People. I see some of the comments over here. You know what I mean? Saying, that Josh Jacobs probably won't be here next year. Hey, look, we'll wait till next year. Right now, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Let's
he's right here and he looks great.
Let's stick to right now. They're also saying, J-Dog 209, my guy right here, before that disappears, because I see the chat coming in, right? I think McDaniel said some small injuries, but remember, Dirty, they are evaluating these guys. They are unsure about Jacobs, just that guy who likes to play. I think they are very sure about Josh Jacobs. From listening to Josh McDaniel's presser, they're very much sure.
Very much sure about what they're getting with Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, they are definitely sure about Josh Jacobs, and the one thing they are literally telling you, he is not going anywhere. There's no phone calls being fielded. They're not worried about it. But at the same time, you got to remember this is a front office that wants you to prove your worth.
Yes.
You have to prove your worth. Josh Jacobs' extension was going to be a lot of money, man.
Mm-hmm.
He has to prove he's worth it. They'd rather write him out a regular contract than pay him all that money next year
Mm-hmm.
for one season. You know what I mean? There's a formula to this, man, that some of us don't understand. You know what I mean? Not get it because we want, some of us want instant gratification right then and there. Me being one of those people, man, I'm not really one of those Amazon guys, bro. When I go buy something, I go to the store, buy it, put it in my fucking hand when I give you the money for it.
Right.
Or when I swipe my card. When I get something, I leave with it. That's instant gratification to me. I can't stand to wait for some shit. You know what I mean? I just can't. And I think sometimes we carry that over in the football too. We want instant gratification when there's an actual formula that needs to take place. You know what I mean? Especially when you talk about winning. You know what I mean? Especially when you talk about winning. There's a formula that goes into winning. And it's probably a formula that we're not accustomed to because we haven't been accustomed to winning lately. You know what I mean? But they brought in something new. They poured a little here, poured a little there. You know what I mean? Sprinkle dash. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. And look. Oh, you said unsure about the new guys. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I get that, but
With Jacobs though, do you think that? Because I'm with this. I could tell like they're all about winning right now. Like they're trying to
Mm-hmm.
win. They're trying to win. There's a window with this team. They're trying to win. And like a guy like Jacobs, they believe in him. They believe in the talent. Not enough to give him a contract, obviously, but they believe enough where he can contribute to this team. But that being said, if a team, this is hypothetical, this is probably not gonna happen, obviously. But if a team offers a first round pick, you know what I mean? You can't say no to that for Josh
Yeah,
Jacobs, or even a
yes, you
second
can.
round pick, even a second round pick. I
Yes, you
can't.
can.
yeah, you
I
can.
would.
Yeah,
I
you
wouldn't say.
can.
No, I wouldn't say no to that.
They
I'm
have
sorry.
they have all the cap space in the world to sign Josh Jacobs. They don't have to get rid of him for anything. Now look at you're talking about potentially giving up half of what could be one of the top running back duos in the league. You're going to give up having the top running back duo in the league for a draft pick?
A second round pick for a guy that's going to leave in free agency.
You have how much money
He's
do they
going to.
have in free agency available next season? They're still well close to $100 million in available cash next year.
I just don't feel like they value.
To pay him whatever they want to pay him. Now if he goes out and he produces and he doesn't ask for the move, because that's always the key. It's not that they don't want to pay anybody; they're just not about to break the bank for you. And if you want to go break the bank, you can go do that with someplace else. And after you get through burning through all your guaranteed money, they always ended up going back for the amount of money that they were going to pay them to begin with.
Real quick, got a special guest backstage. Really quickly, want to bring him out real quick, ladies and gentlemen. This is another one of our brothers, who's been somewhat MIA as well. You know what I mean? But like I said, real life takes place. You know what I mean? And just because you don't see me as much as you used to see me doesn't mean I'm not still here. You know what I mean? So whenever this brother comes around and comes through to the channel, it is more than greatly appreciated. For one thing, I know he's a for real Raider fan. You know what I mean? And that's real. Because it takes dedication to be a fan where this man is located on the other side of the world. He's also one of my homeboys that lives in the future. You know what I mean? The other homie lives in the future too. Both of them, they time travelers, man. They time travelers, man. They living in the future, but they talking to me now. You know what I mean? But they're talking to me now. Ladies and gentlemen, as I always tell you, walk up on this man in the dark alley at night if you want to and catch a smooth roundhouse to the grill. My boy, Mr. AR-18. What's up, Afakasi?
I'm just looking into my Raider helmet crystal ball and predicting a bright and long and prosperous future for our Las Vegas Raiders. There you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Straight to that.
Was good.
How are you, my
Avocado,
brother?
man. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Yourself, please.
Good, good.
Good, good.
How's the world treating you?
You know how life goes. Got a lot of hip hop happening in my real life. But it's on the flip side, it's given me a little bit of time to be at home and be a little bit more active doing this kind of thing. So I've been a bit more active on my channel, doing the rounds when I get a chance. So yeah,
Cool.
it's always a flip side to everything, right?
There's a flip side to everything, man. You know.
All about perspective.
All about perspective.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about the Raiders actually being a contender this year?
All signs are positive so far. I mean, so far so good, right? I'm still going to be wait and see mode. I mean, I've been down this road a few times with the Raiders. Granted, this season feels a little different, where it's just a different kind of vibe and a different kind of direction. You know what I mean? But I've been down this road before where I've been like, yes, we're looking good, we're gonna do stuff, and then something always happens. You know, there's always a but. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna wait and see. But things are looking good. Things are positive so far. So far, so good.
What impressed you about the first preseason Hall of Fame game?
Well, I think the team looked like they played with a direction. Every player looked like they understood their role and played with a purpose. I mean, whether they executed well or not is a different story, but for the most part, it was pretty positive. Nobody was carrying on too much. There was no hooting and hollering. Everyone was conducting themselves like professionals. I really like that. The offensive line, I mean, there was a lot of positive. There were some negatives. I mean, you probably already touched on it already, so I say any more? The quarterbacks, like they all did okay in their own right. I mean, none of them really stood out to me as like, you know, they had a performance and for me to say that's the guy. You know what I mean? Like it's one preseason game. So, but they all had positives in their own right. As for everything else, I mean, ideally a little bit more pressure from our defensive linemen. I mean, I'd like to get more sacks on the board. Not having any sacks is not ideal, but we did get some decent pressure from the likes of Kuntz, and I noticed Van Valkenburg was doing all right. The linebacking is another interesting competition. I don't know if you've touched up on that. I noticed the guy I spoke on, Masterson, he had quite a bit of game time, and he did quite well, and he did really well directing the players in that second, you know, in the secondary and in the linebacking call, where to be, how to go. Darian Butler had a little bit of a disappointing game. I noticed he was a bit of a liability in coverage. There was a lot of hype about him, so, you know. And just off the top of the dome, Tyreek Gillespie, a guy I've been pretty critical of, and I've been saying I wanted to see something from. Hallelujah, he finally shows up, gets himself a forced fumble, even though he caused it by hitting the player with his helmet. Hey, whatever means, right? So, yeah, a lot of positives.
Well, like you said, the negatives don't really need to be addressed because we as Raider fans in the nation, we always tend to just look at the negatives, man. You know what I mean? We never really want to tend to look at the positives, although there wasn't much to be positive about in the past. You know what I mean? Like not a lot. You know what I mean? It was kind of equal. I feel like there's more positive things to take from this game than there were negative things to take from this game.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like I felt like a corner was turned in this Hall of Fame game. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't starters. You know what I mean? It wasn't starters going out there and performing. It was players fighting for a spot. You know what I mean? And yes, there were a few hiccups in the system, both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? But there was less hiccups than there were more hiccups. You know what I mean? It looked more fluid out there. You know, it really looks like it's going to be a problem figuring out which running backs are going to stay on this team if they all continue to perform. You know, which is a good problem. Wide receivers, they kind of set themselves up, you know, in the Hall of Fame game. A few of them kind of set themselves up for a little doubt. You know what I mean? Just a little doubt. I'm not gonna say You know what I mean? That they booty or they trash, but just a little doubt is now out there. Like, I don't know. You know, so
Sorry, what do you think of Keelan Cole and Ty Johnson? I thought they played pretty well for the most part.
Keelan Cole, he dropped the pass that he should have caught. You know what I mean? He definitely caught. He definitely dropped the pass that he should have caught. I admire his effort for coming back into the game after that crazy hit that should have been a flag. You know what I mean? I applaud him for that. He came in, he did a little something. Nothing to write home about. You know what I mean? There's nothing to write home about from the war. But you know, as far as Tyron Johnson, yeah, he's fast. His route running has gotten a little bit better. Actually, I'll say his route running has gotten a lot better. A lot better. His route running has gotten a lot better. I'll take back the first statement. A lot better, and I mean at least 85% better than what the fuck it used to be.
He's getting open. He's getting open.
Yeah,
but
open is not.
When you get open, you got to catch.
Football, yeah.
When you get open, you got to catch. Now that one where he was wide open by himself, where he could have took to the house and literally just dropped it, bro. That's a no-go.
Was that the deep ball?
The nation ain't looking for that. No, it was a short. It was a short route that he had everybody burnt. All he had to do was catch the ball and turn on the jets, and he would have outran everybody. Because the closest man to him was about 12 yards off and in an angle. So you would have had to put on the jets to catch him. All he had to do was catch the ball. That's all he had.
He did have some mishaps, but I think he was the best wide receiver on the field that day.
He got the most targets.
Yeah.
He got the most targets.
Yeah. So unfortunately, he dropped that deep ball. I was thinking when he dropped it, I was like, if he'd have caught that, in my opinion, he probably would have punched his ticket to the main roster.
Yeah, those three drops. Yeah, those three drops is what put the doubt in mind. You know what I mean? Because your hands are still a suspect. Your hands are still suspect.
I think Tyron Johnson is a perfect example of like one of those guys that like if he plays well in preseason, it's gonna do a lot for him because it sounds like he's already doing it in training camp. He just needs to do it in game and in crucial situations because it's not like he's gonna get the ball all the time. We know where the ball is gonna go. The ball is gonna go to Waller, Devontae Adams, and not in that order, but you guys get the point. You know, there's gonna be three other guys, and then everybody else, including Tyron Johnson. And Tyron Johnson seems like he's going to be the guy that's probably going to get it in those deep, probably a deep ball, like where he should have caught in that game where he dropped that ball. That was not a good look for him because that's probably going to be a realistic situation for him in the season if he were on this team. Like, you know, still a lot of football left, still a lot of preseason left, but I feel like he's a guy that still can prove himself to this coaching staff and us too as fans. Like if he's that guy.
Absolutely. I mean, he only needs to be a role player. He doesn't need to be a superstar. Just needs to. We talked about this, Pharaoh, where he fits the bill of what we need to be that final complete piece to the puzzle in terms of our wide out positions. I mean, we have everything else except for a burner on the outside to possibly expose things where the other area of the field where Waller and Renfro are doing their thing and Adams is doing his thing, you know what I mean? They can't cover everybody, so if we've got a guy who can burn the secondary, I mean, that's what Ty Johnson can bring to the table if he puts it together.
Oh yeah, he works perfectly with all these route runners. You know what I mean? All these guys that work the intermediate to short to intermediate part of the field. Not to say that Devontae Adams can't take it deep. Not to say that Renfro can't get it a deep. But it's a guy like Tyron Johnson could easily take the top off. He can create a lot of space. But at the end of the day, in order for him to create space for the other players on the team, he has to actually catch the ball. And the defense got to be afraid that he's going to catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, sure.
He has to be a threat out there.
Yeah, his problem is that he's Keelan Cole but can't catch.
Damn. You said he's Keelan Cole, but that can't catch. I mean, Keelan Cole didn't catch that last game too.
He caught that one, and he caught that one tip ball going across the middle, or that ugly thing that spit him through.
Shout out Cliff Branch.
Yeah,
Oh, that first pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was trying to lay off of this question, but since we arrived at it, what'd you think of the backup quarterback situation?
Well,
I think
that's what I was. Oh, sorry, Farrah, you go first.
no, I was just gonna say like I think Stidham's gonna be the backup. I just still feel like he just looks comfortable, confident, but Nick Mullins doesn't look like a guy like I would want to be as a backup. Like the dude has -5 arm strength. I just and I know Dirty's gonna be like his guy. His guy that they didn't even give him no PT. They didn't give him no PT.
They didn't give him enough PT.
Was it Garbers? I forgot his name.
But
Yeah.
even though they didn't give him a ton of PT, he did swell with the time that he did get on the field.
He had a good connection with VC, didn't he, Dirty?
Huh?
He had a good connection with VC a few times, I noticed.
Yeah, well, they played together at Cal.
Yeah, at Cal.
Yeah.
But not only that, like, you know what I mean? He had good pocket presence. You know, it's just that one sack that he I felt like, you know, if he would have just turned on his feet like he did in college, he could have got away from that. You know what I mean? But other than that, you know, good pocket presence. I like the way he delivered the ball. You know what I mean? It was on target. You know what I mean? Guys weren't fighting to get to the ball. They weren't having to, you know what I mean, drop the ball. I think that's kind of where Tyron Johnson really got a few more catches was when Chase threw him the ball. He threw him like one, I think he threw him one. No.
Was Johnson in the game?
I don't think he was in the game at that point. No, he wasn't. That was just Vastley he was hitting.
Yeah, Vastley.
I think Turner was in there by the time he came in.
But
Garbers looks like a perfect practice squad candidate.
I was going to say that. Yeah,
they're gonna stash him. I'm not saying that they're gonna give up on him. I feel like that he's not getting a lot of opportunities for him to.
I think he'll get some opportunities.
He'll get some more.
I think he'll get some this week. I think he'll get a lot more. I think he'll get double the time he got last week this week.
They'll probably go ahead and start him, and if they don't start him the entire fourth, which I believe they'll give him the entire fourth, may even give him a part of the third just to see, because there was enough there that he did. His footwork was clean. He made the right decisions. He made an accurate throw. Now I don't know what the reads were supposed to be and how it continued to end up that he went to Vassie or VC, but then again, thinking about it, if it was my NFL debut, I wasn't letting these fools I don't know fuck that up.
Yeah, I think he's a good candidate for the practice squad. That's for sure. I mean, he did have a decent game. I mean, he didn't fly off the page, and I mean, I'm no expert, but it seemed like the way he got out of the ball was a little slow at times. But I mean, there's enough there to work with. You know, he's raw, but he's got some talent. Keep him on the practice squad, and you know, it seems like Mullins and Stidham have a fight on their hands to who's going to win that number 2 spot. I mean, I said it before.
I think Mullins might have hurt himself, man. I think Mullins might have hurt himself, man. I think Mullins might have hurt himself.
It's one game.
Yeah, he looked bad. He looked bad. When he went out, I had to look at the stat line, and when I looked at the stat line, I felt like you guys when I'm talking crap about Derek Carr. I was like, now I see the stat line made it look like he had an all right, decent outing, but I know what the fuck I seen, and that's not what I saw.
It's not what I saw on tape.
Yeah,
that line is not what I saw on tape.
Not what I saw on tape.
I think Garbage should definitely take some snaps away from Mullen. Just take some snaps. Just do it. Might as well see what you got.
Might as well.
I think we can all agree none of them really flew off the page and was like, yeah, that's the guy. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
still kind of,
I will say Stidham,
okay, but just,
I think Stidham solidified the fact that he probably is going to be the number 2 quarterback. You know
think
what I mean?
So?
It's a possibility. Chase has a
by default.
He started at a tall hill. You know what I mean? He started at a tall hill. He kind of got to the middle of it. You know what I mean? So he still got a little bit more to go to get over him. That meaning he has to learn the playbook a little bit faster. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to pick up that playbook a little bit faster. That's one of the reasons Stidham is around, is because he knows the playbook so well.
Yeah.
if Chase can pick up the book a little bit faster, he could push for his job.
I think his Chase's ceiling is the backup quarterback. Absolutely.
I think he could be number 2.
Yeah, as the backup. I think that where he'll probably end up is he'll probably be the number 3 because I was not impressed by Mullins, and to me, Jarrett Stidham looked like a fantastic quarterback. He understood the offense. Everything looked great until he threw the ball. Then it was like, oh my God, what is he doing?
And isn't that the most important facet of playing quarterback?
Sitting here rolling the dice on where this ball is going to end up because when it leaves his hand, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know either.
Yeah, I just think Stidham's going to win it by default just because he knows the playbook. It's like they didn't really bring too much competition for him. You know what I mean? As far as like Mullins, come on, like we all seen what we seen on the field last Thursday, and Mullins is he's not gonna win anything, but a ticket out of town. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not gonna happen.
Look, he didn't look good enough to even put in just in case of emergency for like 2 plays. You know what I mean? Just for DC to get some water. Say he get the wind knocked out of him, he just got to catch his breath for 2 plays. I couldn't put Mullins in for 2 plays. I could put Chase in. I could put Stidham in. But Mullins, I'd be like, nigga, just hand the ball off.
No,
Two
can
plays, bro,
you
hand
get
the ball off.
send it a QB exchange? If I recall correctly, he's the one that put it on the ground, ain't he?
Hey, run Wildcat for 2 plays, man. Hey, Josh Jacobs, you take the snaps, bro.
the real question is, how did Nick Mullins beat the Raiders with the 49ers that year?
All the weapons he had.
I remember that game.
The weapons in RD. The weapons
but
in RD.
What was it? 34, 37?
Man, he torched our defense.
Three.
Yeah, he torched our D, bro. He torched our sorry-ass defensive backs that year, bro.
If I had a top 5 most embarrassing moments as a Raider fan, that in my time as a fan, that would be
Foles. Nick Foles.
There's so many. Nick Foles throwing like how many touchdowns he throw that game?
7. NFL record.
Yeah, but Nick Mullins is a 3rd stringer. For a 3rd stringer to do that to our team, that's why it's so embarrassing.
And to give Nick Foles his credit, he's got a Super Bowl.
No, I wasn't talking about Nick Foles. I was talking about Nick Mullins. I was talking about Nick Mullins. I wasn't talking about Nick Foles. I was talking about Nick Mullins. When Nick Mullins did that to our team, that's why I hold it so embarrassing to me, because he's a 3rd stringer at the time. And for him to torch us the way he did, that's why it was so embarrassing. I wasn't talking about Foles.
Yeah, but you also got to remember too, like we've been shut out too in the past too. Like I'm talking about those games where we got blown out and we didn't score not one.
Yeah, Rams game.
Oh, not 1 point. Like there's nothing that you could really talk. Like not 1 point.
Yeah, you know, I know, but
those games,
a 3rd string quarterback to do that to us. I mean, come on.
Tomato. I get where you're coming from. Tomato.
Yeah. Tomato.
52-0.
Yes, I'm saying, like them games, those games are depressing.
I don't want to see any more of those games this season.
But you know, let's
Ever.
Exactly. Hey, G-Town 488, man. I know your super has been up there for a minute. Yo, bro, appreciate you, man. For real. Hey, yeah, Darius Phillips. You know, he had a couple of miscues, but he had very, very minuscule miscues. You know what I mean? Nothing to get too upset about, because he made some damn good plays to make up for his mistakes. And that's what you want to see from a player. You know what I mean? You don't want to see a player that makes a mistake and then beats himself down, and then he gets into this thing that they call quicksand. That every little thing you do, you know what I mean? The more and more you try, the quicker and quicker you sink. You know what I mean? So by him being able to come bounce back away from, you know what I mean, his small miscues and mistakes, man. Hey, man, that brother did his thing. Like I said, you know, like I've always said, I don't have a problem with Darius Phillips. I just had a problem with him being the first announcement as a free agent signing after we waited a day and a half to get something, and this is what we announced first. And then an hour later, 2 hours later, you tell us, no, what was it, 4 hours later, you tell us we got a Chandler Jones.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
There you go.
You announced the Chandler Jones and then the Darius Phillips.
Maybe
You
they
wait
hadn't sealed the
4
deal.
hours, huh?
Maybe
wait
they hadn't
4
sealed the
hours.
deal.
And look, I wait the 4 hours. I wait to the end of the day to announce what I did because I'm not gonna give my fans Darius Phillips. When we've been waiting for
No,
2
he starts, how you
days
finish.
to get something, free agency be open 2 days.
Dave Z though, he had a good reason though. He had a
Hey,
good
look,
reason.
I ain't mad at Darius Phillips at all, ever, bro. I'm not. I appreciate the way he played the game. I still
Did you,
appreciate the way he played the game.
Did you touch up on Bam Olaseni?
Huh?
Did you touch up on Bam Olaseni before when you were talking about the line?
No.
No, we haven't gotten there yet. But I got another guest backstage I want to bring out real quick before we move on. We can get back into some more offensive line discussion because I know that's the biggest concern and downfall that we have right now. You know what I mean? Just looking at from the Hall of Fame game, even and the defensive tackle, the front, the middle pressure. We need to speak on that too and find out what we can address about that in this next hour that we have on this show. And I'm gonna pull up the free agency offensive line as well, and we can take a look at that and see if there's anything on there that we could quite possibly bring in and get just a little bit of work out of. You know what I mean? But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, another brother of mine, good friend of mine. Always a pleasure to have him here. You know what I mean? He is an OG in this game. You know what I mean? He has been around and around and around and around and around like a merry-go-round. Good years in the game, man. Good years in the game. That's why you guys need to go over there and run those numbers up. Because regardless of whatever his numbers is, he's been continuously pushing on and doing his thing and bringing y'all good content. You know what I mean? Now, I know everybody ain't for everybody, right? But the nation should be for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, from my home state, California, now living down in Texas, our boy, Mr. Reddy Katieg. What's up, Katieg?
What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? Now, I
Good,
just
man.
wanted to
What's
hop
going
in
on,
here
brother?
for a second because y'all be bashing Nick Mullins way too damn much. You're going to be eating crow just like you did with Darius Phillips about Nick Mullins.
Look,
y'all hating on that
we
cat.
talk
He
shit
went
about
9
Nick
for
Mullins.
11. 9 for 11 with a little over 70 yards.
Dink.
All right.
Dink dunk, dink dunk. That's all I
Hey,
heard.
nine
Eight
passes
for
for 77 yards.
8 for 17 with what, 91 yards? So what? All you got to do is complete half your passes to fucking to make the Raider Nation happy,
No,
or
you
what?
you gotta make the no. You first off,
First off, you got to know the system. First off, you got to know the system, but then you only got to complete half your passes.
But the thing about it was, you put Nick Mullins in where Jason Stidham was, I don't think you get the same performance.
You know,
he looked extremely uncomfortable. He made some key timely mistakes. He didn't look well versed in the pocket. Now, some of them throws he was just throwing up, and the wide receivers was going to get him. Look, they on display too.
Yeah.
They on display too. So it wasn't just all on him. Some of his wide receivers was getting to the spot and just going up for the ball.
Hey,
One of the
somebody had
things
to
that
stick
they've been
up for him.
practicing is high pointing the ball, and I saw that in the game. High pointing the ball, which is something I've always taught my wide receivers on every single level. Pop Warner to high school, high point the ball, come back to the ball. Never let anybody get between you and the ball. Get your head around. I'm just saying. Hey, Ozzy, I saw you, man. Come on back.
I still would feel more comfortable with Nick Mullins backing up Carr than I would Stidham. Even after what I saw. I mean, I see that he knows the offense. He might be comfortable with it, but he's not accurate. He's not accurate.
You can take it back to what I was saying. I'll say, are you 100% sold on any of these guys as being that's the guy? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Real quick.
Neither one of them are that's the guy. But if he goes down.
I'll holler at you. Thanks for having me on Dirty. It's good to see all of y'all.
Appreciate you, man.
Peace out, brother.
ladies and gentlemen, another special guest, real quick, man. Our boy, he's also a time traveler, living in the future. We're talking in the present. Ladies and gentlemen, from the land down under, my boy, Mr. Ozzy Raider. What's up, Ozzy?
Salute Dirty, salute panel. How you guys going out? Sorry
Yeah,
about the
the gym,
echo.
Ozzy.
I'm in the gym. So there's a bit of an echo.
You good? We can hear you.
All right,
We
cool.
can hear you.
Yeah, I'm in the bathroom in the gym, so just try and get away from all the noise.
He's taking the
Taking
shit,
a
bro.
Nah, look,
man,
Mullins,
Hey, man.
I'm not.
Sit in
I'm
the
not.
shower room. So good.
I'm not feeling Mullins, bro. I'm not feeling Mullins. I'm sorry. I'm just not, man. You know what I mean? You can preach the choir all you want, man. You know what I mean? But I'm personally not feeling the dude. I'm just not. I feel like there's more of a ceiling for our undrafted rookie QB than it is for a guy who's a veteran talent. You know, I think our rookie QB undrafted has a higher ceiling, and I'm willing to invest more in that than a veteran player who is just subpar. Look, his numbers came against third and fourth stringers. I'm not impressed with that. I'm not impressed with that at all.
Would you
Look,
keep him as the
that's
third
type.
guy or the practice squad guy?
Man, Mullins, I let go. If I'm only carrying three
No.
QBs,
I'm talking about Garbers.
oh, Garbers go. If I'm carrying two, I put Garbers on the practice squad. If I'm carrying three, Garbers makes the roster. Mullins goes home.
Yeah, just to piggyback
I'm
up.
carrying three quarterbacks. I don't need a practice squad QB.
Well, didn't we already pick up Blaine Gabbert for that spot? Isn't he on the practice squad?
Yeah, ain't no
Is
Blaine
he?
Gabbert. There's four quarterbacks here.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
but
only
that was
four.
at the
So much.
beginning of the season.
Is Blaine
When we
Gabbert on our
signed-
Gabbert
when
on
we
our roster?
signed Blaine Gabbert because I was bitching about it.
Man,
yeah,
we've
I ain't
been
heard
let him
shit
go.
about him since. I
I
ain't
think
heard
we've been
shit
let
about
him go,
since.
man.
I hope
never heard
fucking
that.
so, because that dude's
Oh,
trash.
okay,
That's
man.
like getting Andy Dalton.
There's
Yeah,
only
you
four
know, I don't
quarterbacks
want no fucking.
on our roster right now.
We've
That's
had
Carr.
plenty of trash quarterbacks.
No, we got Carr, Stidham, Mullins, and Chase Garbers. That's it.
See, in the best scenario of this happening, because Stidham and Mullins, regardless of what anybody wants to say, are journeyman quarterbacks. All right, they're never really going to. They're going to be that quarterback that can get you a 2-game split out of a 4-game stretch. That's what they are.
I wouldn't call Stidham a journeyman. He's only been on two teams.
Right.
New
Well,
England and us.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's that good. I think he's
Hey.
system based. You know what I'm saying?
But what are we trying to teach the rookie? The system.
Right.
He got
I mean,
everything else.
say if
His
we keep
mechanics are
3,
better than Mullins.
hey, if
The
we
way he
keep
fires the ball, his decision making, his footwork is all better than Mullins. Only thing he doesn't have is the veteran presence or the knowledge of the full book. You start to develop that, bro. You talking about Mullins who?
all
Nick
he's
or
got,
Trayvon?
basically,
Which
see,
Mullins are you telling me about?
I don't agree with that. I think that Mullins has got a better delivery. I think Mullins is more accurate. The only thing that Stidham has on Mullins is that he knows the system.
I think we can all agree if Carr got hurt, our season's over.
But I think what I'm saying is, but I have to agree with Dirty when it comes to if we're only carrying 3 quarterbacks, because we're going to have to keep the guy who knows the system, and not the guy that we're hoping and praying is going to be a decent journeyman quarterback for us.
It's only been one preseason game. I mean, there's still 3 more to go to see what
Gabbers,
body work they can produce. But I agree with Pharaoh. It goes back to what I was saying. Is that any of these guys, and there's only been one game of preseason, did any of these guys fly off the page for you to say, that's the guy? For me, they didn't. They all did okay in their own right, but to Pharaoh's point, not told that we've got the guy that can take us if the worst happens.
They were better than Matt Flynn. They were better than Matt Schaub. They were better than all those has-beens we've had in the past. So, I mean, it's nice to have a decent competent backup. But in all actuality, Garbers needs to be the guy that we groom because he is a rookie. You know what I'm saying? And it makes more sense for Stidham to teach Garbers than it does for Mullins.
See, the thing about Garbers though, like they have to give him opportunities to develop. They have to give him opportunities in training camp. They have to give him opportunities in the game for him to actually show that he could actually play. Because at the end of the day, like the backup QB spot is an important position in the football team. Just because like injuries do happen in the NFL, and like when you're
Second most fun spot.
right, that when the starting quarterback goes down, like boom, like at that point, like you need a guy that at least is capable, at least manage the game to come in the game. And a guy like Stidham, his biggest thing, you could talk about Stidham all you want, but he does know the offense through and through. That's his big. He could always put that card down on the poker table. Like at the end of the day, like he knows the offense. A guy like Mullins doesn't, and that's probably gonna a guy like Mullins needs to make a lot of plays in preseason and outplay Stidham in order to win the backup QB job. But like a guy like Stidham, he just needs to run the offense. That's all he has to do, in my opinion. Or and Garbers, even he has to do he even has to do even more compared to a guy like Stidham, compared to a guy like, because at the end of the day, like he's the unproven talent. He's a rookie. He's gonna have that label. You know what I'm saying? Like even though I'm with you, Dirty, I get you. He has the highest ceiling, but do you trust a guy like Garbers?
I don't want another Connor Cook situation. Remember what happened with Connor Cook when we thrust him in?
Exactly. That too.
Sorry to cut you guys off, but I'll just give my quick 2 cents. I kind of agree with Dirty in the fact that if we're keeping 3 quarterbacks, I'm keeping Garbers as the third because I don't need to keep 3 veterans. You want one guy that you're gonna develop for the future. You only need 2 veterans. You need your starting, you need your starting quarterback, and then you need your veteran backup 2-car in case the worst should happen, and then you have your third guy who's like going to develop behind those 2. If we're only keeping 2, then Garbers goes to the practice squad and you develop him up. I just don't see enough Mullins. Like Mullins isn't that great. Like I watched that game 3 times now, and every time I saw Mullins play, he was worse under pressure than Stidham or Garbers. His ball was not that accurate. Like only his short throws were, which that ain't saying much. He doesn't run out the pocket like Stidham or Carr or Garbers for that matter. He doesn't have that same athletic ability. I haven't seen anything from Mullins as to why he shouldn't be the cut casualty if I have to cut one. He hasn't proven to me anything at this point. And like in this system, he might have done more with the Browns or whatever, but he hasn't done anything for us yet that to keep him around. I'd rather keep Garbers around because, like Dirty says, his ceiling is higher. He has more potential to be much better than Mullins.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I don't think a lot of NFL teams don't carry 3 QBs. I think with John Gruden, he was the exception to the rule.
Oh, I agree.
Where we seen that, like, John Gruden had like 3 QBs. He had Derek Carr, he had Mariota, and then
Peterman.
Nathan Penisman. Yep.
Yeah.
there you go. But I think with this team, what I could see happening is like Stidham making a team, and there's still a lot of preseason left. At the end of the day, like there's still a lot of preseason, so
much.
Yeah, there's a lot of preseason, so we'll see. But I'm just throwing an educated guess. I'm like, hey, the guy that knows the offense, the guy that Josh McDaniels personally brought in, that knows the offense through and through, seems like he would be the good backup QB. He would be the guy
that we're trading for as well.
Unless something crazy happens, and I think that a guy like Garbers, he could easily be stashed in the practice squad.
Yeah, I don't want to see him on that main roster. No way, no how. Like even if he falls out, I just want him to develop. And the best way I feel for him to develop is stash him on that practice squad. I don't want another Connor Cook situation. Remember 2016 where he got thrust into that starting role into the playoffs, and we'd lost the game before it even started.
That wouldn't be the case because the only way he makes the 53 is if we keep 3 quarterbacks. Otherwise,
I know that. But it's like keep that spot for someone else and let him develop on the practice squad. That's what I'm saying.
And Stidham will be the backup. I don't see Mullins being our Stidham. I just don't see it happening.
No, it's Mullins' job to gain. He's going to have to play absolutely.
He's going to have to play lights out
to be able to win. Yeah, he'd have to play lights out to be able to win this job because just like Big Daddy's saying over here, McDaniel's traded for this guy. You know what I mean? So I guarantee that if it's anybody's job, besides Devontae Adams and Derek Carr, who were guaranteed a job, I'm pretty sure Stidham is also in that talk as well. You know what I'm saying? As much as I can sit here and pound the table, say Nick Mullins is a better quarterback, you know, it doesn't bypass the fact of what literally logically is going to happen. That if we only carry 2 quarterbacks, Nick Mullins is the odd man out.
Yeah, definitely. And then Garbus is in the practice squad because he's still young and can develop.
But I have faith in Nick Mullins because of what the hell he did to our team 2 years ago and what he damn near did to us last year.
I never forgot that Raider critique. I didn't forget that.
That guy right there whipped our ass. He basically whipped our ass, took our shorts, and threw them right back in our face.
And that wasn't even a great 49ers team either.
Yeah, that wasn't even bad shit. 3rd string quarterback, blah. We're gonna fucking murder this dude.
Just say this, man.
And he came out and kicked our ass. You can't teach that. I would love to have that on our team.
But how much? Sorry to interrupt. But how much of that is him, and how much was that of that defensive shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the weapons they had at 49ers as well.
I'm gonna say this right here. Even a broken clock is right.
You froze for a second, Dirty.
My mic drop? Is that the mic drop?
Yeah, you froze up.
You froze up.
I didn't freeze. I just stopped for a second.
for dramatic effect. I see you.
A broken clock is right twice a day. Just saying.
Some deep words right there, brother.
Anyway, I got to get out of here. I got to start a new job tomorrow. But I wanted to come in and fucking try to fucking and stick up for Nick Mullins because I saw the hate going on in the damn panel.
He gonna continue to get stomped out, man. He gonna get stomped out this goddamn organization, bro. We good, bro.
You know, I would love for him to Darius Phillips, you dirty, just because. But you know, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. I've been wrong in the past. So
there's still plenty of praise.
I have to, but I mean, if I'm thinking logical, if I'm thinking front office, if I'm putting on my GM cap, I'm willing to invest more in Chase Garbers because I'm paying him less than I would end up paying Nick Mullins to sit on my motherfucking practice squad. I'm good. I'm gonna give Nick Mullins the ability to go play somewhere else because you're not gonna start here. You're not making second string. I really don't need the extra veteran. You know what I mean? I'm okay. I'll run with Chase.
Exactly.
Nick Mullins is out. Nick Mullins
not
is
as a
on
number
the way
2,
out.
man. Not as a number 2. No way.
I mean, you got to think.
No, I'm not saying Chase as a number 2. I'm saying Chase as a practice squad, build homegrown. You know what I mean? Next year, battle for number 2. Put Stidham. You know what I mean? Where Stidham needs to be, which is in the coaching chair. If Stidham helps Chase Garbers develop in the playbook, then Stidham should be a coach too. I already told you I think that's what he's here for. I already told you that's what I think he's here for. He was here to teach Mullins, Carr, and
critique.
and Garbers the playbook. You know, that's what he's here for.
That's what I thought when we traded for him. He's just here to teach the playbook. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when we first traded for him. That he's here to teach the other quarterbacks the playbook and the system.
Look, you move Mick Lombardi up to your offensive coordinator, right? That's where he's at right now. Mick Lombardi is your. What happened?
Oh, I was just reading a comment.
Raider Allegiance, man. God damn it. You got problems, man. You okay, man? You all right, buddy? No, God damn it. All the distractions. What was I saying? Mullins. Yeah, we was talking about Mullins, right?
So, what we really should be talking about is what's going to happen when Mullins comes back, because what I'm hearing is that some of these injured guys that were on the that are on the PUP list, they're going to come back soon, and one of the strengths in training camp has been the secondary. So where does a guy like Trayvon Mullins fit in?
Quarterback 3.
Trayvon Mullins, the cornerback. Yeah, the cornerback.
Yeah. I say cornerback 3.
You said quarterback
Behind
3.
No,
Did I say quarterback?
CB.
No, Ozzy,
C-
you said quarterback 3.
No, I was saying CB3. It's just because of the echo in here. CB3.
Yeah.
Behind Averett and Rochester.
I don't know. He comes in, he battles for his spot. If he earns it,
You're forgetting
he
about
earns
Nate
it.
Hobbs. You're forgetting about Nate Hobbs.
I'm not
I don't
forgetting
count
about
him as a
anybody.
number 3 because he's in the slot.
What I said was, if he comes in
Yeah.
and earns his spot back, then he earns his spot back, and if he doesn't, then he doesn't. I mean, that's the reality of it, right? That's the only two options. He can either come back and earn his spot and prove that he's great and get his spot back, or he cannot prove that he's better than Hobbs that's in his spot right now.
If someone was to come around and offer a 6 for Mullins, would you take it?
Hell no.
No, I want to see what Mullins can do. I believe they want to see what Mullins can do. I don't think any of our starters from last year are on the trade block. I don't.
I'm just throwing it out there. Like if a team came along, because if Yasin and Averett have solidified that starting roles, and Mullins on the outside in,
6 ain't high enough. 6 ain't high enough.
Yeah,
man.
but you gotta think about it this way. Even if Averett and plays him, and even if they do move Hobbs to the outside, we still need depth. And having Mullins as depth isn't a bad thing.
Nah, I would venture to say.
See, the thing is too is that like Mullins he's on his last year of his deal.
Yeah.
Along
exactly.
along with Rocky Sin being on the last year of his deal, along with Averett being on a 1-year deal. So you got all these corners except for like a guy like Hobbs. I think Hobbs is still on his rookie deal.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
playing
know.
beyond next year.
Maybe Robertson might have 2 years. I'm not sure.
What round did we
Robertson might
draft
be in last
Hobbs?
year.
What round did we draft Hobbs?
5th round.
Fifth round.
Yeah, fifth.
So what's that, a 3-year deal?
Last year he was a rookie, so like
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's a 3-year deal, right? That's usually like a 3-year deal.
something like that. 3-4 year deal. I think 3-year deal at
I
least.
think it's a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, he would be in his 2nd year of his 3rd-year deal.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? So if he was to perform this year, he would definitely be in extension talks.
Next year. Yeah.
He'll definitely be in extension talks.
And so that's my thing. Like the secondary's been proving themselves like without Mullen. They've been a strength in training camp. They've been fighting back with the receivers that we have on the field, the talent receivers like Devontae Adams and like Hunter Renfrow. So I'm thinking like, man, like that kind of makes Mullins a little bit more expendable.
Just a little bit of objectivity, Pharaoh. I mean, I want to see it on the field, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so Bow Down says he's on a 4-year deal. For sure. So he's in the 2nd year of a 4-year deal.
Boom. See.
So if he performs well this year, you still have him next year, but you'll be definitely in contract extension talk if he performs 3 years, hands down.
And the reason why I mentioned like all these guys being on their last year of their deals or signed to a 1-year deal is the fact that like not all these guys are going to come back. Some of these guys are going to get extended, but some of these guys are not going to get extended. So I'm thinking like a Mullen is a guy that was from the previous regime. McDaniels and Dave Z they really have no attachment to him. They could easily be like, you know what? You know, we're good in the secondary. We're good with because Amik Robinson's stepping up. A guy like Averett is stepping up. A guy like Nate Hobbs is stepping up. I heard Nate Hobbs is killing it. They're moving around in the slot and the outside. You know what I mean? And
I've been hearing that too, and he proved it. Right? I saw a couple of plays that he played. He proved that he good. Right? I was one that said I don't know if he could play outside. I had to see. You know what I mean? He showed me that he has the ability to play the outside. That's why sometimes I reserve judgment to say anything. If I ain't seen it, man, it's hard for me to speak on it if I haven't seen it. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, let me see.
And another thing is we could always, we didn't have a 1st-round pick this year, but we do next year. We could always draft a high secondary player on a cheap rookie contract to come in next year in the draft. So
But to answer
Do we
your
really
question,
want to do that? Though our track record lately hasn't been the best.
I think
Yeah, but we
Trayvon
can't
Mullen,
base it off that's a new regime, though.
I think Trayvon Mullen, if he gets traded, easily worth a third or fourth to somebody. To somebody. He's at least a third or a fourth to somebody. I guarantee you that. To somebody.
I think third's a little high, but hey, if there's someone offered a third, yeah, take him here. Go.
But yeah, I think you at least get a third or a fourth for him, but not a six. I think a 6 might be a little too low. I think that's an insult. You know what I mean? I think the Raiders hang up on you like, man, you must be crazy. 6?
Well, he's only got 1 year left.
Yeah, I know. That's why you get it. That's why you can get a third.
I'd rather keep him as dead piece. If it's someone that calls me, but for a 6th-round pick, that's like, come on.
Yeah, that's why you should be able to get a third or a fourth. He got 1 year left. It's friendly to you.
Yeah, and the thing with Mullins too is it's a tough situation for him because it's like, man, like the dude got hurt in off season. He missed all of like literally the off season workouts, and like obviously training camp he's missing. So like the fact that he's gonna have to come back, and he's probably not gonna be 100% all the way right off the bat. And guys have been going at it like at full speed, 100% mile per hour. You know what I mean? Like they're ready to go. They're fighting for a spot, and Mullins is just coming in like. It's like one of those situations where it's like, man, like where do you really put him? Like, I think
when he gets back, I think he'll be at least 99% healthy. You know what I mean? He may not be at that full 100 mark just yet, but I think by the time he actually gets back on the field, he should be 100% healthy by the time he gets back on the field because he's been rehabbing in the facility. So it's not like he's not there. They say he's in the training room. He's well versed in the playbook. You know what I mean? If he's actually really any good, all he has to do is knock the rust off of his play. You know what I mean? Truthfully, if he's really any good, all he really has to do is knock the rust off in the preseason.
Because who's the number 1 corner?
I'd say Rocky Sin.
Rocky Sin right now.
And Averett.
Who's the number 2 right now?
Averett.
Hobbs.
Oh, you reckon?
Hobbs is the nickel guy.
Hobbs is the number 2 outside corner.
You think he started number 2?
He's been
Averett
been running with the starters at the number 2. He's been running with the starters at number 2 in practice.
Do we really want to take him away where he's thriving? That nickel spot?
Yeah,
that's a spot we've been struggling with in the last how long now?
But if you looked at the defense we ran, it was a little different. You know what I mean? You saw 4-3 in that game. You saw a lot of 4-3 in that game. You saw 4 down front, 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs. That's what you saw. You saw some mix-ups in the coverages in there. You saw some nickel in there, but a good majority of it was a base 4-3 defense.
Another thing I was going to ask is, can't Averett also play slot? He
Averett
play slot in Baltimore.
Averett can play slot, and Averett can play safety as well. He's a hybrid defensive back.
Yeah, I thought so.
He's one of the guys that can play all 3 positions as well: inside, outside, and deep thirds.
Yeah, well, in that case, you can move Hobbs outside and play Averett in the slot when you need to.
Yeah,
just want to keep Hobbs where he's thriving. To be honest, we've been missing a nickel corner for the last how long now, and we finally got one who's one of, if not the best in the league. Why not keep him there? Play him on the outside if we need to, but I'd rather keep him to his strengths.
Because Averett is just as good as the nickel as Hobbs is, but Hobbs is a better outside corner than Averett.
And I was about to say
that's why you make that move until Mullins gets back and proves that he's actually better than the both of them. Then he'll go back to the outside. Hobbs will slide back into the middle. You can't take the chance on Amik Robinson if Amik Robinson is not a slot guy. That's what they tried to do with him, and it didn't work out well. Amik plays very well on the outside, though. Even though he is small, he has good 3-4 plays in the Hall of Fame game.
And Meek didn't play last Hall of Fame
game. At all?
No, he was hurt going into the preseason game, so he didn't play. But that being said, Amik is a man. I think one of his strengths. He's a man corner. No, he didn't play.
Oh, okay.
He didn't play. But I'm if I'm wrong. But But he's a man corner too as well. So he played in a system last year where it didn't really fit him. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he was playing in that cover 3
Zone.
zone slot corner, like he was kind of out of place. But that being said, now he's coming into a defense where they're going to play to the player's strength. You know what I mean? That's the theme of this team. That's the theme of this coaching staff. They're going to play to the player's strength. And we've kind of seen in, like, I think an interview when Patrick Graham got hired, where he's talking about like he loves playing man-to-man defense and this, that, and the third. So a guy like Amik Robinson, he's playing well in training camp. He's gonna make the team. I feel like he's gonna make the team easy. He's gonna make the team.
I don't know that size. I mean, how many times did that get exposed in the last couple of years? Like,
it's true.
I don't know, man. Like,
It's
I know,
true, but
yeah, granted, he had that one decent outing against the Chargers, but outside of that, I mean,
but as your
remember
fourth
that
corner,
Broncos game?
as your fifth corner, I wouldn't mind him. Amik is not a bad corner to have as your fourth, fifth corner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they make it okay depth for this.
I'd almost prefer Phillips, to be honest, or one of these younger guys. I just, if he can't play nickel with that size of his, I really don't want to see him on the outside again. That's just my personal take.
Yeah, and how many corners do you keep on the roster, just in general? Like
5 or 6. 5 or 6.
5 or 6, yeah. That's about right.
Depends how many safeties you keep. If you're keeping 4 safeties, I say 6 corners.
So Hobbs, Avery,
10 D-backs.
Hobbs,
Mullen,
Avery,
Jesse.
Rocky Sin are they're locks to make the roster.
Cool.
And then you got Mullen. That's kind of like an asterisk next to his name because he.
Yeah,
cause he
that's
has
4. That makes 4.
That's 4. Then
After that,
I'd say Bryce. Maybe open competition. Bryce Cosby maybe could even be competing with the Mick.
Cosby, Darius Phillips, and Amik Robinson.
Yeah.
Fighting it out for that last spot, possibly 6th spot.
If there's 2, yeah. If there's 2,
Okay.
I can see Darius Phillips definitely making the roster than one other one.
Okay. I kind of see you guys' point because now I'm thinking about it. Like, okay, I don't know if he's gonna be like the. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. He needs to get healthy because I think he just came back today. He was hurt going into last preseason game, and now he came back today. So we'll see like how that competition plays itself out, especially in the preseason game, because that 5th spot looks like it's gonna be a lot of competition. Because
To be honest, I'm leaning towards 6 and 4 safeties, like 2 strong, 2 free, so to speak.
I agree with Jesse Dennis' comment. Yeah, I mean, Amik got torched by the Chicago. Like, that's the thing, is like the games where he got torched were glaringly bad. You know what I mean? The Bears game, the Broncos game, like they just stand out to me. Like, they didn't just, beat him like once, twice, 3 times. It was like that Broncos game. I will never forget the first drive. They torched him 4 or 5 times all the way to the end zone in a row consecutively.
Yeah, but
it's like they were throwing it to him deliberately. It's like,
but who was starting though? Who was starting though? He was starting on the outside of a zone defense that doesn't even fit his skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
what I'm saying. I don't want him on the outside, like against these bigger receivers. I just don't think he's got the size to be able to compete, whether it's man coverage or zone coverage. I just don't see it. That's just my personal.
I got you. But yeah, man, hey, that's one part of the team. I mean, the secondary is one of the, to me, what I've been hearing has been stepping up in training camp. Another, I would say this is probably a concern to me is that D line, and especially in the interior. Interior, yeah. Chandler Jones just came back today from like everything that they were reporting was true. Like the fact that they just really kind of like were really conservative with his injury. It wasn't like a major injury. They were just taking their time as far as Chandler Jones. But
he's a veteran. He can do that.
Yeah, but like I'm just like we didn't get did we get any pressure up the middle?
Very little, and I also feel like our run stopping stuff.
Last preseason game, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
last preseason. Did we get any? That's what I'm saying. Like that, and that's gonna.
I think Vickers got 1 sack. I believe.
Did Butler and the other guy we drafted, Farrell, did they see the field much? I mean, I can't say that I know if they did.
No, they were on there a long time.
I guess.
Farrell Jr. is 93. He was on there a lot. He was mostly used as taking double teams and stuff. But I do want to see Farrell better in the run game.
Darian
He
Butler
did okay.
he had 6
He had a
total
few pressures.
tackles.
Yeah.
Not Darian Butler, the other Butler.
Other
Darian Butler's the linebacker.
Matthew Butler.
Matthew Butler.
He's talking about the D tackles that we drafted like what in the 4th, 5th round or 4th, 5th round.
Yeah, I think it was
Matthew Butler had 1 tackle.
Yeah, and what about Farrell Jr.?
Farrell Jr. had 2 tackles, 1 solo.
I think the best guy in the interior that night was probably Vickers.
Kendall Vickers. I think he got 1 sack too.
Was Jerry Green, was he on the outside or was he playing
inside?
Jerry
Green was number 56.
He's on the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vickers had 2 total tackles, and they were both solo. He had 1 sack.
Yeah.
He had 1 sack and 1 tackle for a loss, and he had 1 hit on QB.
Yeah,
he was
so he did the best out of
only person to hit the QB all night.
Yeah, which I don't like. I want to see more from my young guys. I mean, they are young, but I want to see a bit more next game. They did okay for rookies, for just fresh out of college, but I just want to see them take that next step next game, hopefully.
If somehow, some way we can upgrade that middle of that defense, man. If I can't even say his name, Sue can come to the
Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, if he can come to the Raiders, and what I'm hearing is the fact that he wants to get paid. Like he's just like I'm going to retire if I don't get paid. I'm not going to get that contract that he wants. But at the end of the day, like you're
to be honest,
up your age, you're not the same player.
To be honest, I wouldn't mind bring because put it this way, every year he was playing whether it's the Bucks or wherever else, he's not like an injury prone guy. Like he stays really healthy, and he's produced wherever he's gone to. So we have money to spend. We have a real big deficiency in the middle, especially when we don't know the extent of Bilal Nichols and Hankins' injury. We need to bring somebody in. I have heard rumors of Danny Shelton too, who's played with the Patriots before. That's another guy I wouldn't mind bringing in.
But he's more of a nose tackle, so I don't mind it.
We need both. We need both at this point because we don't know what we've got in Farrell Jr. and we don't know what we've got in Matthew Butler. So we need one of each. We need a nose tackle, and we need a pass rushing style DT like Ndamukong Suh. We need both. So I wouldn't mind getting we can probably get Danny Shelton pretty cheap, maybe a couple million or something like that. Then we go pick up Suh for $5 or $6 million or something for 1 year.
I think we signed Shelton. I think we signed.
Did we actually sign him, or was it just rumors that we signed him?
I don't know. I seen a tweet where we said we signed him, but that might have been a false.
I don't think he's officially signed yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything official yet. But if we have, that's good. That solidifies the nose tackle a bit more next preseason game. Hopefully, seeing if he is signed.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So we're talking about this guy right here, right?
Yeah, Danny Shelton.
Yeah,
I don't see anything on the screen.
It's not coming up on the screen yet. It's not showing on the screen yet, bro.
So, and the key is the fact that what makes this concerning is that I know the guys that we're talking about are all backup players, but our starting D tackles, Jonathan Hankins and projected starting D tackles,
Bilal
Nichols and Jonathan Hankins, they're not they're nowhere to be found right now. They're hurt. You know what I mean? They're on the PUP list. So it's just damn, going into the season, we're going in with this type of depth at D tackle.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy with it. If they're healthy and they come back, then we're good. But
are we looking just for? Is he? Let's see. Now is he like a? I know, but is he like a pressure guy? I mean,
run
you know what I mean?
No, he's a run stopper. He's a run stopper.
He's a run stopper.
So you
He's
probably
been in the league for a while. Drafted in the first round, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, probably want to go to PFF real quick. Let's see. I could look him up real quick.
I got him right here. He's got 6 sacks in his whole career since 2015. He's got 6 sacks. He's got combined tackles 278. He has 138 solo. He has 140 assisted. He has 17 tackles for a loss. He has 19 QB hits. And I don't know what this average is, 36. I don't know what that is. But
to that what's the total game?
Total games played. 100 games played. 72
Not too
started.
bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's
I'd say
average,
most nose tackle stats don't fly off the page.
yeah,
You know.
exactly. That's why I said how many games. Because mostly for nose tackles, I want to see the tackle count, like even combined tackle count, because you're playing in the middle, so a lot of them are going to be combined tackles with the guy next to you. But
So,
like
so
if it's
we're
just
literally
72
just
games
looking.
over 100 tackles, that's alright.
His PFF grades are terrible. Ooh, it's pretty bad.
Shit.
Like his run
Hey.
defense is his run defense is 40. First of all, overall it's 44.9.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
His run defense is 43.4. His pass rush is actually better, 59.1.
That's weird. I saw it was more of a run stopper when I've seen us play the
Yeah, no,
Patriots.
same here. That's what I thought too.
Hey, this is a D to F average.
Wow. Yeah, it'd be a dead pace at the most if once
This
Tank
is a
Cincinnati come
D to
back.
F average. If
Okay.
those are PFF scores, that's an F. If you're in school, that's an F.
Yeah, that's F. That's you failing.
Well,
But
I think
Hey,
we can
you
all
failing.
agree we're in trouble at that interior.
his
position.
last, I don't know if he's been dealing with injuries or anything like that. I got to look into his the games played, but his last productive season was 2019, was actually pretty good. He had a 72.3 rating. Run defense was 68.2. Pass rush was 73.5. But after that, it was like a steep decline. So I don't know if he was hurt. I don't know what was going on with him, but it just
I know he's jumped some teams though. He's been some places.
the Browns, the Patriots, you know what I mean? So I don't. We'll see. I mean,
God, I
Brandon
wish
Graham,
Falone was healthy. I
Real
wish he
quick,
was
got
healthy
another
and
special
passed the
guest
medical.
real quick before we continue on, ladies and gentlemen. Got another special guest real quick, man. This brother right here is a Yay area native. You know what I mean? He's in the Yay area all day long. You know what I mean? He's the king of outdoors. You know what I mean? All your outdoor needs. You know what I mean? You can catch him at Yes Sir Outdoors. He is also the inventor of brown crackers, ladies and gentlemen. And he's also the recipient of the first and only ever dirty plane ticket to life. There'll 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 there'll, there'll be no more, I don't believe. I don't believe unless I have to. But ladies and gentlemen, my brother, Mr. Red Twan. What up, Twan?
Hey, what's going on? Salute to everybody on the
What's
panel.
going on?
And salute to everybody in the chat. How you guys doing?
Hold on, Twan.
good. What's going on, Twan?
Heard you talking about my boy McFadden yesterday, calling him McFragile.
Hey, I seen you flipped it around.
Yeah. My boy, right? Put some respect on his name.
McFadden, aka McFragile.
Nah.
Sorry, guys.
No, I was rooting for McFadden, but he just, he was hurt a lot.
Yeah, but before he was hurt, those few years where he was good, he was great.
Oh yeah.
So what we looking at here, Dirty?
So
That's
this
offensive
is a list of free agent offensive linemen that are still available, right? So we have Nate Salter at left tackle, but I don't think we need a left tackle. What do y'all think we need? A guard or a right tackle? What are we talking about?
Right tackle.
So if we're talking about a right tackle, you got Brian Balaga right here. You got Daryl Williams, who I thought we brought in. Didn't we bring him in?
I don't know if we officially brought him in. Not sure. I feel like we were connected
So you got
to
Trey
him.
Hopkins. You got Trey Hopkins as a guard. Marcus Cannon, the right tackle. Alex Lewis is a guard. Zach Banner is a swing. Brandon Shell is a swing. Mike Reimers is a right tackle. Billy Price is a guard. Sam Tevy is a swing. Bobby Massey is a right tackle. What else we got here, man? Like,
it's concerning that these guys
names?
are free agents.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely concerning. You know what I mean? It's definitely concerning. But do we fall into this pit of people? Do we go diving into this to find somebody to bring in for our line, or do we
I
let
say
the
not
line
yet.
ride as it is, or
I say not yet. I mean, outside of Parker having a terrible game at left tackle, I mean, there was positive signs across the board from our other tackles. I mean, Leatherwood, for the most part, was positive. Illumina, when he was on the second wave, he showed some good signs, especially when he was doing the pulling onto the wing and opening up holes left, right, and center. And Olaseni, yeah, granted, he came in the last wave, but I don't know if you guys took notice, but he looked really good. I want to see him getting more reps, maybe in that second or third wave. But as it stands, I mean, there's still things are positive so far outside of Parker.
Hey, One Nation, what's good with you, fam? Salute. Hey, if you're gonna be at the game, man, I'll be at the game. Come find me, bro. I'll probably be over with the Southeast Los tailgate. You know what I mean? From what I understand, they got the best tailgate. And then there's another one, man. I didn't bring the flyer out with me, but there's another tailgate that's there as well. You know what I mean? That's supposed to be pretty good too. And then they're throwing a watch party for the first home opener game, regular season, which I'll be covering live. I'll be there live. They got some halftime performances. Sloan Bone is supposed to perform from Bone Thugs and Harmony. So yeah, it'll be a fun time. But yo, One Nation, if you out there, man, find me. You know what I mean? Let's say what's up.
So you about to be at the game home opener? Not the first game of the season?
The home opener?
No, basically the home opener.
Basically the home opener.
Basically the home
Who
opener.
are we playing? The Chargers.
The Chargers, yeah.
In LA, home number 2.
In LA. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be at that game. Shout out to my boy Raider Goon once again for blessing your boy with a ticket.
Man.
So yeah.
You ought to be going crazy that game.
Yeah, he gave me the ticket. I got it in my phone.
Hey,
I look at it once a week, like
Make sure that's real love.
Yeah, I know it's real. I know it's real. I just look at it in my phone once a week. Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce. Thanks for having me on the panel, Dirty, and sending me out the invite. I really appreciate you.
Always.
Sarah, good to chop it up with you again, and you too, Twan. Even if we do disagree. But yeah, good to catch up with you guys. And Dirty, when are you gonna grace my channel with your presence? It's been too long, my brother.
Send me a link to your next one. Send me the link to your next one. Because I sometimes y'all send them to me on IG and I'm asleep. And when I wake up, you know what I mean? You guys are like last night I just stumbled on Ozzy shit. I didn't even know he was live. Because I
Dirty,
didn't
you don't have to explain. Like life comes first. Like I get it. I was just you
hit me, say, hey, boom. When's your next one?
We'll see. Probably on the weekend. Yeah, barring scheduling with because I've got my own. You've got you know how life goes. Sometimes life throws out curveballs, and life has to come first. Like for me, this is fun. Like this isn't a job. So it's like if I've got time, I'll make time. But hopefully on the weekend. But we'll see how it goes. I'll throw you an invite if you can make it. Be fantastic. You too, Twan, and as well as always, you Farah. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you. You know what time it is. Red Nation.
All love, blessings, man.
Red Nation till that. Peace, chat.
Later. Yeah, man. So, but no, I think what I mean, like to start the show. Well, getting back to what I started the show with, like even though we have some questionable concerns, all in all, this team looks like it can pretty much be one of those teams that can almost hang with anybody, man. You know what I mean? Just based on the coaching that we're seeing. You know what I mean? How they're taking their time, how they're getting people to be, bought into the system, and everybody's performing at the right level. Now, we got to make sure that these offensive line penalties stay minimal. You know what I mean? They have really always been one of our downfalls. So many times we've scored touchdowns and they've been called back due to some dumb offensive penalty that was called, right? Sometimes deservingly, sometimes not. That's just the flip of the coin. Sometimes I wish somebody like I still believe that should be a rule, man. Holding calls should be reviewable. Holding calls should be reviewable as well. Passing interference calls are.
Yeah, it's true. They get
So
rarely overturned though.
they get rarely overturned, but they're challengeable, right?
I
I
think
think
so.
a holding call should be challengeable too, from both aspects.
Ooh,
If you
damn.
felt like a defender got held, and it's clear evidence when they show the replay, man, hey, that should be hey, challenge that, ref. Nah, bring that motherfucking play back. That 20-yard pass they just threw, he threw it because he was holding.
Oh, it's official, Dirty.
Like I agree
all
with you.
official.
Like I
They
feel
like
like
me over there.
I feel like it's one of those things they're trying to keep the flow of the game. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to have everything get flag thrown at or whatever, challenge or whatever. But like there's certain things like for an example, the preseason game where they didn't catch when the guy got hit in the head, right? But then we're looking at the replay and it's showing clearly that dude got, what I'm saying, a hit to the head. Why are we not, when you're looking at the replay or whatever, why are we not saying, okay, we didn't catch it, but we saw the replay. Here's a flag. You know what I'm saying?
There's a new rule when it comes to getting hit in the head. Like I think that like they broke it down. I got to look into it a little bit more, but they've made a little adjustment
Dark
when it
side.
comes to like when a player gets hit in the head, it's like forcible contact. Like so they're not going to be calling it the same way they called it in the past. Meaning that like if a player gets hit in the head, helmet to helmet contact, they actually have a judgment call where they could be like, you know what, this wasn't forcible contact. Or I'm gonna come back with like more information on it, but it's a whole different rule, and it's low key a game changer, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It's gonna make defenses play a little bit better. Like it's actually a win for a defense, to be honest with you. Because like literally, because at the end of the day, like it's hard to really play defense in the NFL. You know what I mean? Because with all these rules, they kind of favor the offenses because they want to score points, and we all know it's a business and yada yada yada. But at the end of the day, like we want to watch a good football game. We don't want like shitty calls like that to go to go a certain team's way just because of some dumb call.
And of course, some of these crafty wide receivers and quarterbacks, if they get something close to, let me dip my head a little lower so I can get the helmet to helmet, you know what I'm saying? And changing angles on stuff like that, and that ain't helping either. So, I there's a lot of things they have to clean up, but it's going to be a tough situation because if you do that, then you're slowing down the game. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things, a lot of the rules the newer rules that they implemented was to speed up, you know what I'm saying? Like the time that's on the field, you know what I'm saying? As the game goes by. All the stops and starts and stuff like that, they were trying to get rid of all that.
It's really funny and it ended up kind of like backfiring, didn't it? All those rules.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about that recent rule change, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to look. I'm looking for it right now. I'm trying to find the exact rule change. It's crazy.
Way too many new rules, man.
Well, it's more supposed to be for accuracy. These new rules, like they're asking the refs to be more accurate in their.
I want a holding call to be challengeable on both sides of the ball.
Oh yeah, you right.
That's all I want.
Max Crosby forever getting held.
Forever, bro.
Hey, it's hella funny though. Like when sometimes when they leak the the sound bit, or you hear like a little bit of the game, and he's like, he's holding me. You know what I'm saying? They're yelling it out, and still nothing. So it's interesting when.
Hey Anthony, I chopped all of that shit up in the first game to everybody's first game. I didn't expect the referees to be perfect in that game, and anything that goes against us, you know what? I expect that. You know what I mean? But the calls that we normally have a problem with is what I didn't see, which is the holding and all of that, bro. Illegal hands to the face, all of that
Procedural
stuff.
calls.
I didn't see any of that, and that's what I'm more concerned about than that really one missed call, which should not have been missed. It was clear head to head. You know what I mean? It was clearly head to head. It should have been a flag. I'm not downplaying that at all, but the high side of it was we weren't flagged for shit that we normally get flagged for. I'm used to not getting the calls,
So
but I'm
this is
also
the new
used
rule.
to having the calls called on us out of nowhere.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
the nice part. Not
So
having the
I
calls.
just found it. I just found it right now. The new rule. So it kind of makes it more of a judgment call for the refs. But look, this is what it says right here. It says the change appears in the official 2022 rule book, which the NFL has posted online. The rule now reads as follows: it is a foul if a player lowers his head and makes forcible contact with his helmet against an opponent. So like the ref basically decides if it's forcible contact. Because if they feel like it was forcible contact, then it's a penalty.
See, the problem with that call and what you're talking about, that judgment, is are they applying physics to that fucking call? Because they expect defensive players to stop themselves mid fucking like mid hit. You know, because sometimes the offensive player will adjust themselves. You know,
I think
within.
what they mean is if you lower your head and intentionally hit somebody with the crown of it. I don't
But that
think it's so
calls-
much to if it's face mask to face mask like they've been calling. You know what I mean? I think that's a little bit different because those have been calling when motherfuckers have been going side to side. You know what I mean on a tackle. I didn't lower the crown of my helmet to hit him. I just got my face mask or our helmets collided up top, what you call helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
That's not the same as lowering, actually getting my body into a position and then bam, you could tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can
I'm hoping
definitely
that
tell
the
the
refs
difference.
see.
But
That's all.
because you hear helmet to helmet, motherfuckers was throwing flags.
So you know what they did was they switched out the word forcible, no, the word initiate with forcible.
Forceful.
So before it was like if a player initiates helmet to helmet. So like now, and they used to hand out penalties left and right, and on top of the penalties, a lot of these players got fined too.
Fines, yep.
So now the NFL kind of tweaked it because they felt like they could easily prove that a player can forcibly, they forcibly cause the contact helmet to helmet. I guess I don't know, but I feel like it's a small little tweak, but I feel like it'll make a big difference as far as when they call the play.
It kind of creates a gray area where the referees kind of, what I'm taking from it, you know what I'm saying? It's creating a gray area to where the referee is now the judge of intent. You know what I'm saying? Did that person intentionally, you know what I'm saying? Or was it just one of those, they just bounced off each other or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like Dirty was saying, they'll hear that smack and they automatically want to start, throwing the flag because that's too hard. You know what I'm saying? That's too hard of a hit. You know what I'm saying? But that person might have really gave them a textbook, you know what I'm saying, Jello pudding. And you know what I'm saying? And now that person got a flag.
So does that take shoulder pad to helmet out?
Well, from what we're seeing, what he's describing, right? It's at the discretion of the referee at this point.
I'm just saying. It says lowering the head and forcibly, right? What if I don't lower my head? What if I give you a shoulder pad to the helmet? Is that out of the range of hitting a player in the head?
It's a risky situation because again, if you lower your shoulder, guess what's following? Your head. So
what's gonna happen is those penalties where technically the helmet hit the other player's helmet, and it's like one of those calls where we're like, damn, like He didn't even like do anything. He just tapped him. It just so happened that their helmets. Those
Bang,
calls are
bang.
going to go away. Those calls are going to go away.
Bang bang plays. That's what we
Exactly.
call that.
I can live
Yeah.
with those going away. Because
Exactly.
sometimes they come at the wrong time. It's like, oh, come on, man. That was just in the heat of the action.
Exactly.
I've even watched defensive players start to pull back from a fucking hit. I know we've all seen it where they seen that, oh shit, I'm about to smoke this dude. I'm gonna pull back a little bit so I don't smack the fuck, and they still call it.
Right.
And we seen defensive ends, you know what I'm saying? Like right, right after the quarterback, kind of releases the ball, the defensive ends trying to squat, trying to, block the ball, but he comes down and taps the quarterback on the head, and that fool gets a flag. You know what I'm saying?
With his hands.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I hope that's why they're doing that rule, because stuff like that. I know we need to protect the quarterback, but the quarterback getting slapped on his head, you know what I'm saying, with a hand is not.
Man, you got school tomorrow. You should be asleep. Huh?
Oh.
What?
The biggest issue with that call though
you got school in the morning, don't
is how they were calling it for what quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest issue with that call, right? Like if they're doing that same call for every quarterback, no matter what, what tier quarterback that he lands in the league, it's one thing, right? But you'll watch. I don't know how many times I've watched Derek Carr get fucking clubbed to death, right? Get absolutely mauled, and then on the next drive we smack Mahomes and his like Max catches him in the face mask or something, or like on the top of the crown with his hand, and we get in a 15-yard personal foul penalty.
Mm.
And that's where my issue with that particular penalty is. Like, if you're gonna call it one way, do that. You know what I mean? If you're gonna call it the other way, do that. But don't do this
what I
pick and
would
choose
like
shit.
to see go away? I would like to see these penalties that come up when motherfucking offensive tackles throw defensive linemen and the quarterbacks. That shit needs to go away too. The incidental contact where the defender is caught off balance, gets thrown, then he gets thrown into the quarterback, and then they call like a hit or a late hit or something like that. And it's like, bro, he got thrown into the QB. Like,
at least review it. Fuck. Something.
I think all that stuff should be reviewable. I think penalties should be reviewable, man. Make sure you call it the right thing.
You talking about that Brady rule where nobody can be close to Brady's feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it has anything to do with quarterbacks, man, they're not gonna change it.
But the problem is like what Darkside said, it's not across the board. You know what I'm saying? Certain rules apply for certain quarterbacks and certain don't.
Certain rules apply to certain teams.
Yeah. I agree.
Darkside, you talking to us or you talking to somebody else?
Oh shit, I was muted. I apologize.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I try to keep myself muted so I'm not, anything in the background's not. Anyway, they did a 20 case year study, right? With the penalties in the Raiders, right? And just recently, another stat came out where we're literally over 1,000 penalties worse than the next team. If that doesn't tell me that there's some type of bias going on, like everyone else, even the people that are like beneath us, right, are within 100 to 200 penalties of one another. We're 1,000 over the second worst team in penalties. Come on, dude. Over different regimes, coaching staffs, this, that, and the other players, whatever. You mean to tell me, penalty-wise, we're that much worse than every other team?
I mean, Al Davis did sue the NFL.
And the fucking NFL deserved it.
Bruh. Al Davis is not alive anymore, man. They need to let that shit go.
And Marcus played ball with everything. Marcus played ball with everything.
Nobody involved in that is still alive. Everybody is dead. Let that shit go.
Even the guy that hated him, the dude that started the hate for the Raiders is gone.
Rozelle.
Yeah, Pete Rozelle. I mean, come on now. They already don't give the Raiders the credit they deserve. Like, the Rooney rule should not be the Rooney rule. It should be the Al Davis rule. Anybody that knows any lick of fucking anything would know that, right? But they won't ever admit that. You know what I'm saying? Like Al Davis is the reason why the NFL even felt pressure to add the AFL into the NFL. But that bitch ass dude from the Chiefs went behind Al Davis's back and signed those merger because he was the co-commissioner and signed those merger papers behind Al's back. But I'm telling you right now, the NFL might be called the AFL right now if it was up to Al. Al did.
The NFL had to acquire the AFL because the AFL was getting to be way more popular.
I mean, the forward pass. It's that simple.
That's just like the ABA and the NBA. The ABA was a little bit more entertaining. The NBA had to absorb the ABA. They had to.
Right. Absolutely. So. And I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad the NFL did. But I'm sick of this fucking. Because at the end of the day, from a business perspective, when the Raiders are good, the NFL fucking prospers. Point blank, period. Whether you're for or against them.
They prosper when we bad, but they prosper more when we're good.
Wait, dude, the franchise since moving to Vegas has grown 209% since going to Las Vegas.
Bro, we are worth more than the fucking Broncos.
Dude, we moved up to like the 15th top franchise in sports. And, that seems weird to me because I feel like what team travels better than the Raiders do? And I'm talking not just nationally, I'm talking internationally. When you go to when you hear about London or Germany,
our new team value is $4.9 billion.
Yeah. And that's not going to stop.
And it's only going to get higher because that new president we got, she ain't playing with the money.
Oh, she's legit. A lot of people are like, "Oh, she's a diversity hire." No. You better go look at old girl's resume.
Yeah.
For real, go look at old girl's resume and then tell me that. Because I had some of the same feelings. I'm like, is Al doing this? Excuse me, not Al, but is Mark doing this? Because some of the internal shit being claimed, like women are being treated like this or that in the office. And, they bring up the cheerleader thing, which is a problem across the NFL. But, they're going to use the Raiders as a scapegoat. And the fact that he went and hired her, I went and looked at her resume. She's more than qualified. Period.
What's crazy too is that we haven't even won like that, and once the Raiders start winning, the value of the team is going to go even higher and higher. Like it's crazy.
We'll go back to where we belong at number one, and the fact that like our fans always show up. So I saw this stat recently that the Raiders didn't even make the top 10 in fan attendance. I'm like, that don't make sense to me. The Raiders not in the top 10 in fan attendance? We show up everywhere. We black out other people's stadiums. And I know it was kind of weird because of COVID. So, like, I don't want to... I take it with a grain of salt. I know COVID had a lot to do with that, but... Hey, I don't know if y'all got to it yet. What do you guys... Are y'all worried about how many of our corners are out of practice right now?
No.
Amik just came back today, so we had some corners come back today. But yeah, Rocky Sin I think is out. I think
Anthony Averett and one other dude.
Yeah, it's kind of
three guys are out.
Yeah,
Chandler came back though.
Yeah, Chandler Jones came back.
Hey, is Brandon Parker on the IR or not?
Remains to be seen.
We'll see, man. They're taking their time.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah, when it dropped, everyone was like, he's on IR. And then like a few hours after, maybe he's not on IR. So, but you know what? Like, okay. I don't want him to start. And I'm not trying to talk into shit about any man in their craft. Okay? I do not want him to start. Right? But he is more than serviceable as a swing tackle and a backup. I'll give him that much. In a pinch, he'll do.
Okay.
I think the depth chart kind of already, the preliminary or whatever they want to call it, kind of already said that he's not the starter. So, I don't know what the situation with him is, but I'm just trusting that whoever they have here you know, obviously they believe in those guys and they'll put them wherever they need to go, you know, and
Yeah,
that's what keeps me sane because you know that
I mean, if anything, I hate the Patriots way fucking saying because we do it the Raiders way, period. And regardless of Josh McDaniels being here or not, but that's one thing that I will appreciate that he brings from the Patriots. They don't give a fuck what your name has been. What have you done for me lately? Period. And that's if they're gonna bring anything from the Patriots, that's what I want them to bring. Hey, old buddy, Bayou over here, Chef. He's asking about DeAndre Baker. What do you guys think?
Ugh, fuck. I mean, I'm not super excited, but there's a Patrick Graham connection. Patrick Graham seems to be a big fan, so
I
don't
mean,
know, man. I don't
his
know.
issues have only been off the
The,
field.
the Chiefs let him go. Just tell you everything you know. The Chiefs let him go.
Hey, look, off the field is yes, off the field issues, bro.
But
Same reason we let that other asshole go for his off the field issues.
They didn't let him go, but they didn't let him go because of off the field issues. They let him go because he wasn't getting it done.
I mean, I'm just saying, off the field issues were brought up. We are not trying to have anybody here with off the field issues at all. I don't give a shit what your game. I don't give a shit what your game is. Off the field issues will not be tolerated in Vegas. Not after last year. They will not be tolerated in Vegas at all.
That's facts. That's facts.
I
want to try to look at it from a
red flag.
I want to try to look at it from a field perspective because I feel like the Raiders have always been that team. Like, all right, whatever you did before here, that ain't shit. But because of what happened last year, it makes me just what Dirty said. Like, I'm super cautious. Like, bruh, if you ain't getting it right, and I know, Pharaoh, you was talking about they dropped his ass last year because he was trash. Like,
they dropped him.
You got to do me a
recently.
favor.
They dropped him
do me a
recently.
favor. Hold on, real quick, Pharaoh. I'm gonna let you finish. Dark Side, you gotta do me a favor, man. You gotta go ahead. Look at the screen, right? Look at the screen. Okay. Now, I'm telling you, come out of the old Raiders, bro. This is not that anymore. This is not that. You know what I mean? This is a new regime, new era, new city, same franchise, but a new way of going about things. You know what I mean? We can't just be bringing in players. Oh man, yeah, you didn't work out there because you got issues with staying on the field because you got issues off the field. Like, but we know you're a great player. You're on the field. You come. No, I don't think we're doing any of that anymore. Those are distractions that aren't needed in the locker room. You know what I mean? Questions arise from those type of things. Your teammates may feel a little different. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly believe Kareem Hunt wants out of Cleveland because he doesn't want to play with Deshaun Watson. I don't think there's any other reason why he wants out of there.
I mean, you got Chubb there. You got Chubb there.
Yeah, but you're still a good 1-2 combination. When Chubb,
some dudes want to be that one.
Hey, look,
he's the two.
He's never going to be a one nowhere, bro. That time is past for him. Kareem Hunt, he'll never be a one anywhere anymore, bro. That time is past for him. What is this, year 7 for him?
Yeah, but he doesn't have a lot of mileage the same way other teams, other running backs do. He does have the years.
He has the years. Only place that was willing to give him a chance was Cleveland after his situation in Kansas City. Right? He served his time in Kansas City. Kansas City put miles on Kareem Hunt, bro.
Hey.
Kansas City
covering up a lot of mistakes from Alex Smith with him. For sure.
You know, so he's just gotten saved with having Nick Chubb in front of him in Cleveland. But there's still a good 1-2 punch.
Great one.
He's still
one of the only other ones I consider.
Yeah. But I honestly believe he doesn't want to be there with Deshaun. I think that's why he wants out.
That's a super awkward situation, man.
It is.
That's because you got to answer questions about another man's life, and
especially when you already had your altercations with domestic violence.
Right. Like, and Kareem Hunt has a lot more of an argument than Deshaun does. you know, like Kareem was getting called all sorts of fucking, you know what I'm saying? All sorts of niggas and this and that on his fucking right in front of
Hey,
his whole.
watch your mouth.
When he told old girl, "Hey, I'm from the same place you are." When he
Nah,
told
watch
old
your mouth.
girl, when he told old girl, and he's like, "Hey, you need to leave." You know what I'm saying? And it's like she was wilding out, and like he should have just let somebody else handle it, Kareem, right? Because that was the hotel situation, right? Where old girl was like slamming on his door, saying all sorts of foul shit. Like it's
There
like,
you go,
bro,
foul shit.
yeah,
That's what we'll use. Foul
like
shit.
we should all be accountable for, just like Kareem has been held accountable. He got his job back. He's been in, but he's better than where he at in Cleveland, I think. Because you could go to a place like Seattle, right? They just lost Carson. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no quarterback. You can you might not get to the playoffs. You might not, but you might get your stats up. You know?
Nah.
I don't know how their O line's looking, but
That's why you think they lost Carson.
he retired, boy. He said,
That's what
"Russell
I'm saying.
gone.
He got
I'm out of here."
tired, bro.
He said, "I'm out of
I
here."
ain't taking him here, so I'm done.
Yeah, yeah.
But no,
I think it's.
Huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Don't use one.
No, I just think some of that stuff is crazy. How what were they thinking about the locker room? I don't even think they thought about the locker room bringing him in. To a team like that, and you want him to be the leader of your team, like.
Well, that's not a franchise that's concerned about their locker room. I
The
think they
Browns
lost
don't
their
give a
locker
fuck.
room when they shipped OBJ off instead of Baker Mayfield. I mean, everybody could see Baker just wasn't throwing them the ball, man. Throw the man the ball.
I mean, a lot of that was schematic too. A lot of it was
Man,
schematic.
fuck that. If I got look,
They
you
got two
telling me I
running
got
backs that are
Jarvis
fired,
Landry and OBJ, and I'm not gonna throw OBJ the ball?
and their TE is a beast too.
Yeah. I got 3 weapons. You gonna tell me I'm not gonna utilize the one first? Or at least half of what I utilize everything else?
There was sometimes definitely on some film I watched where it feels like he intentionally went the other way. I'm not gonna stunt. There's times where I watch OBJ be wide open.
Wide open, bro. That's why he wanted out. His daddy wasn't lying when he said go watch the tape. His daddy wasn't lying. OBJ didn't say anything. But his daddy was like, man, go watch the tape. Now I wish
I think LeVar Ball ruined that. When someone's parents come out and says something, LeVar Ball over here. You know what's funny though is LeVar wasn't wrong. His sons are ballers, and if I'm a father of that type of talent, I'm gonna be as loud as he was. Period.
Look, if you're gonna be that loud, your sons need to deliver.
Hey, Lonzo's gotten kind of fucked. LaMelo, he's a beast. Lonzo's one of the better point guards in the league as far as pure point guard goes. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, if you don't do this and that, the man's a facilitator, and that gets like pushed to the back. But regardless, I feel how those dads feel. If they know what their kids are producing and they know what they're looking at, sometimes
And look,
dismissing them
he
isn't
got
the
him the
right
hype,
thing.
bro. He got him the hype, but the thing is, have you lived up to it? Because that was a lot, bro. For somebody going, I could beat Michael Jordan. Man, you ain't beat no Michael Jordan,
No,
bro.
no.
You talking?
Never lost.
I think he was willing to look like a clown in sake of them. I really do.
Yeah.
I like because when you go listen to LeVar Ball talk and it's not ESPN or some gimmicky shit, you know what I mean? Like a podcast, like a long form way of it, being able to talk and things like that. He's a lot more intelligent than even I gave him credit for when I seen the shit initially. You know what I mean? off bat, I was like, yo, this dude got to chill the fuck out. He's embarrassing his kids, you know? But then when I actually go listen to him talk, I'm like, maybe he's not so stupid.
Well, let's get back to some Raider relatedness before I roll up out here, actually, because it's about dinner time. I'm trying to move it up a little early since I got to take kids to school now. I can't stay up as late as I want to anymore. You know what I mean? First day of school was today. So back into the swing of taking kids to school in the morning.
Yeah, boy.
Yay. That means homework and
you got that time in between.
Yeah, I got the time in between, but that's my time.
Hey,
I gotta have time for myself, right? I can't put my whole life on YouTube. Which reminds me,
you ain't wrong.
I will be doing a full day broadcast on August 17th.
Yeah.
3 days after. What's the significance of that?
That's my 43rd birthday.
Oh.
So I think I'm going to start at about 9 o'clock in the morning.
I'm gonna come through, homie. You already know.
I'm gonna go until 12:15 the next day.
Damn.
Yeah. So 15 minutes after my birthday has passed is when I'll end my live.
Hey, I'll be here if you'll have
and
me,
we'll be sitting here with a bottle of this.
What's that?
Hennessy.
Uncle Henny?
Hennessy. So I'm going to sit here.
Hey, have you tried that Woodson whiskey yet?
Yes, it's pretty good.
Is it fire? Okay.
It's pretty good. It was pretty good. I will
Sound
say
like
it's
a commercial.
pretty
Right there. Have you tried that whiskey?
Have you tried? No, I haven't tried it yet. I wanted to know. I know he's been to a lot of the events and shit. Like
I had it at the draft. Me and Farrell. Well, Farrell, did you have some?
Nah, I didn't have it.
Yeah.
What?
Me and Farrell was sitting at the bar watching Wasted and Hammer and Andy and Graphic. You know what I mean? I was watching their show. I ordered a shot of it. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. Now I'm still a Hennessy guy, but I'm not a whiskey guy. You know what I mean? I'm not really a whiskey guy. I just figured I'd give it a shot because it's Woodson. You know what I mean? And it was decent. It was decent. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a whiskey guy. I'm really not.
If you're a whiskey guy, is it worth ordering?
Yes. If you're a whiskey guy, it's definitely worth ordering. It is. That I'll say. Aged very well. Aged very well.
So what was the topic you were trying to bring up before you bounce out of here?
I don't know. Oh, my birthday. That's what I was saying.
Hey, that's important.
I will be here August 17th, 9 a.m. to 12:15 a.m. The next day, pull up, have some fun, drink with your boy, smoke with your boy. Most of all, just enjoy another year with your boy.
Life's important, brother.
Yeah.
I feel like we do all these things to when death happens, but when it comes to celebrating life,
I'll be here celebrating, man.
Hey, I'm gonna be here with you.
Some music on in the background. You know what I mean? Have some questions. If there's like a news conference or something, we might listen to it. You know, but for the most part, man, I'm gonna sit here with a full brand new bottle of Hennessy and a shot glass and some snacks, so I don't fall out the chair again.
Hey, like I said, if you'll have me, I'll be here. I'll write some shit down just for that, bro.
The invite will be in the chat that day. Any and everybody can pull up. You know what I mean? And just like I said, it's my birthday, and that's what I want to do on my birthday, bro. Just want to hang out with my YouTube fam for the day. You know what I mean? It's the middle of the week. I'm 43. Man, what the fuck I'm supposed to do? Get up and go to the club?
Hey, look, I just turned 30. Fuck the club.
With 6 kids and retired, nigga. I don't have no business out, nigga, at all. So I'm gonna hang out right here, unless let's see. Unless I get a chance to go play golf that morning, then I will start when I get back, which will probably be about 11 o'clock.
Hey, just put that
No,
notification on,
matter of
son.
fact, I'll just take you live to the golf course with me.
This man be hitting the links, boy. Hey,
Yeah.
let me ask you.
I'll start super early from the moment I wake up to go to the golf links, man, to the moment I get ready to go to sleep that
What's
night.
your infatuation with golf? Let me ask you. Cause I look, I'd rather go fucking ball out and play hoop, like shoot.
Nah, that's too much for me, bro.
Shoot the
I
rock.
can't.
You know what I mean?
I'm 43, man, with bad knees. I ain't playing no goddamn basketball.
He likes the physicality of golf is
Bro. Well, one, it's a sport for kings. That's first and foremost. Golf is a sport of kings. You know, so that's what it originally started out as, a sport for kings. It wasn't for everybody. You know what I mean? So once you get the hang of it, bro, look, once you learn how to hit that ball in the direction that you want it to go, the game just gets so much, bro. It's just something about trying to hit this, right? Like trying to get this in a hole like 500 yards away in less than 5 shots.
That's definitely an accomplishment.
You know what I mean? Like at least minimum 5 shots. That should, you know what I mean? That gets you par. 500 is a par 5, right? So you get this little ball in a hole 500 yards away and 5 shots or less.
So
you know what I mean?
How far can you hit it?
My longest drive is 347.
Damn.
My longest drive is 347. And that's not air travel, that's with bounce and roll.
Yeah, because that counts.
That's a long way.
Yeah.
That roll sometimes helps you out.
Yeah. You know, so can't wait till my hairline. Fuck you, bro. My hairline ain't never gonna recede, brother.
Hey, Dirty. What jersey you got on?
Oh, I
Looks
got
like a
on
Bulls jersey.
Nah, it's a Jordan jersey.
Bulls?
The Jordan brand. Nah, the Jordan brand. So
okay.
Look, people always ask me about this jersey I got on, right? So the story behind this jersey is this jersey came out with these kicks, right? Y'all know the Jays, man. Come on, don't play me. Y'all know the
I got you.
So this jersey came out with these kicks. This is an original jersey that came out when these kicks originally came out. That's how long I've had this. And people always ask me, "Hey man, yeah, bro, this is a almost 20-year-old Jordan jersey."
Hey, that's fire, son.
Yeah, you'll never find this again.
That's basically right after retirement.
Yeah, I got 3 of them. I got the red one, the white one, and the gray one. They all came out with this shoe.
Hey, I need to
don't
beat
have the
that.
sweats anymore, but I still got the jerseys because I don't wear jerseys that often. But I put these kicks on to go to my son's football practice. So when I put on the kicks, I had to put on the jersey. You know what I mean? Like they go together.
And hey, what position does your son play?
Wide receiver.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, wide receiver. But look, I'm not gonna knock this little kid that's playing quarterback, man, but somebody needs to go over accuracy drills with him, man. Because the kid looked like he could play the position, bro, but his accuracy is, man, it's not there. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just not there, you know? And I feel like, you know, he might be one of them dual threat quarterbacks, you know what I mean? But not
I was
really.
gonna say he can run, can't he?
Yeah, he can run.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He can run. But like his accuracy, like if he could just improve. Like when he go to throw deep, he throw that bitch high, bro. You know what I mean?
Oof.
Like he released way back
He
here
ain't
when he
favorable
throw.
to the wide receivers.
You
That's
know
what
what
you're
I
saying.
mean? Yeah, not at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He throw from way back here. He don't come forward. You know what I mean? So when you step back and you're supposed to throw that ball and let that ball release when you get right in this area to actually have some control over it. He doesn't have any control over him yet.
He releasing behind his head.
Way behind his head.
Yeah. He's raw. That's what that is. We had a quarterback like that in high school. He was a good quarterback, but the reason he was in there is because he could run. It wasn't because it was passing.
And I've been asked to come out and coach, but man, I don't know if I really want to take on that responsibility anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, because once they know you're worth a shit, which I'm absolutely sure you are, you ain't going nowhere. They gonna keep asking.
I've gotten a couple of players to college.
Yeah.
But once you leave high school, whatever you do, that's on you. I'm not there. I'm not there in college, but I've gotten a couple of players to college.
Ain't shit you can do about that. Hey, yo, check these out. I got these. Y'all know Patrick Ewing makes his own shoe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I copped these for my kid.
The Ewings.
Yeah. The Rogue, purple and blacks.
I didn't know he had his own shoe. Is that the old
Yeah,
schools?
oh yeah, bro. The man's fire. You have to go look. I'm telling you, son. You're gonna be like, yo.
Is that him or is that Nike? Because I see a lot of
No,
Nike in that
it's
shoe.
Ewing. He does all his own shit. He's
He-
all over the box and everything. Ain't no. I'll show
that
you.
don't mean he ain't partnered with Nike.
He's
That,
not. I
remember
paid.
when Shaq was all over the shoebox for the Shaqs and the Shaqs was looking like
I
Jordan
thought
knockoff?
Shaq had nothing to do with Nike.
But what happened was Shaq had a company and he had a partnership with Nike. So Nike actually had acquired the shoe. No, I think Shaq sold it. And then the company he sold it to was acquired by Nike. And then Nike started putting that out. You know what I mean? And then
Shaq's.
Shaq had to go back in and buy the shoe back. You know what I mean? Because he didn't like that, you know what I mean, that Jordan, because that's what they were. They was Jordan knockoffs. You know what I mean? They was all similar patterns and everything, but you could get them at like Walmart.
No, yeah, you got to order these from Patrick Ewing's website. Like it's a little different. You can't just get these wherever. But
That's cool.
I tell you this though, I was wondering what the fuck happened to Shaq because I remember you used to be able to. I felt like Shaq was actually promoting him and shit like that. I didn't know all that went down.
And
It was weird. Like I know a lot of people didn't even know Jordan was part of Nike. Even now, like Jordan's still part of Nike.
Real Fan Sports, what's good with you, fam? Salute. Hope all is well. You know what I mean? If you're just tuning in, man, hey, August 17th, you know what I mean? If you ain't doing anything, pull up. We'll be celebrating my 43rd birthday from the AM to the PM. You know what I mean? Back into the AM. We're going to go from the AM to the PM back into the AM for my birthday, man. You know what I mean? So pull up and come have some fun with us, man. What y'all know about them Dada Chris Webbers? Okay,
Hey,
you
Chris Webber's
going
got
back,
some fire.
you going back on us, huh?
Hey,
You going back
Barkley's,
on us.
Mellows, Patrick Ewing, Webbers are all fire. All of them.
I got the mellows right here.
Yeah. Melo, hey, look, Melo got his own shit now. It's not even part of Jordan anymore.
Yeah,
That
but
shit's
I got
fire.
the mellow J's right here.
Yeah.
Now these are one
Whatever
of my
he did
favorites.
was fire.
Yeah. But y'all don't know about them Iverson questions though, and the answers. Questions and the answers. Man, y'all remember Sean Kemp's shoe?
Oh yeah.
Y'all remember Sean Kemp's shoe?
I don't remember the
Sean
shoe.
Kemp
But I
had a
remember
dope
him.
ass shoe one time. But you know what? I will say one of the dopest shoes ever. I bullshit you not, bro. One of the dopest shoes ever. And you can go look it up, bro. The Rodmans.
Really?
Remember the first Rodmans that they couldn't put Rodman's name on?
What
They called them
company
the
did he
Hershey
go through?
Hawkins. Huh?
What company did he?
Nike.
Really?
The Hershey Hawkins. bro. I had a man. The Nike. Let me see if I can pull them
That's
up,
an
bro.
interesting connection. So they used Hershey Hawkins' name, but it was Rodman's shoe.
Yeah.
I just seen a quote recently from Rodman talking about Durant and LeBron ain't that hard once you figure them out. I'm like, look, that's the point, right? Like, it's not about how they're so physically better than you. They don't need 100 moves to beat you. Durant can just jump over you and shoot. Do people forget that he's the size of a center? Like, the man's 7'1". He jump shoot over anybody other than the center. He, of course, gonna look stupid. But I can't talk shit about Rodman just simply because he's Rodman, right? Like, this man's locked down everybody. You know, when he was in the league. You know what I mean?
All right. So these right here, man. I had these too, bro. If I can order them again, if I can find them in my size in a 12, I'm gonna order these bad boys. I love these shoes right here, man. These motherfuckers was gangster. Y'all remember these?
Oh, those bitches fire. Those look like older version of LeBron's a little bit.
Yeah. This
Kind of
shoe was
like,
fire, bro.
yeah, that shit's fire.
Yeah, this shoe was fire. And
Those
then
look familiar.
Hold up,
these.
son. We got boy in the fucking chat talking about this. Look, am I gonna have to hear shit every time because I'm a Suns fan? Is that how this shit works?
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
just like I'm a Raiders fan, I'm a Suns fan. I bleed that shit. Just
Hey,
understand that.
you know the year these came out, these sold more than the Jordans.
Bro, those shits are fucking. Are these like the original versions of what we're seeing now in that same style?
Yeah.
That's why, because that bold,
Rodman came out with this style first. The
that
leather
real
all the way
bold.
over the shoe,
Yeah,
laced up on the side. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Rodman had those first, man.
Yeah, that shit
Dennis
fire.
Rodman had those first, man.
I'm a
Rodman always had some fire shoes, bro. Rodman
You go,
always had some fire shoes, bro.
you
Can't
go look
forget
at.
these either.
Yeah, I like the bold logo versus the.
Yeah, but these was fire when they first came. When they first look, this is all the shit you seeing now, man. Motherfuckers are starting to mix this shit into their shoes.
You right. Hey, the like the newest Air Maxes kind of look like have a similar style to that. You know what I mean?
And then he went to Converse, and then that's when Converse did this. They took tattoos from his body and incorporated them inside of the shoe. And they're talking about bringing it back.
Hey, I hope so.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I had both pairs of Rodmans. You know what I mean? I had both of those pairs of Rodmans that I showed you, man. Them motherfuckers was hard as fuck. You know what I mean? And they was comfortable. That was the whole cool thing about these, you know what I mean, right here. That these shoes were super comfortable, man. You know what I mean? Like super comfortable, bro. And they always made me an inch and a half taller.
Hey, Dirty, check the private chat.
Let me turn this dude off because he's asleep. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Wow, those are fire shoes.
Yeah.
A lot. I feel like there's a lot of people who've definitely emulated those styles for sure.
Yeah.
Just brought it back, added something to it.
Most definitely. But
I mean,
yeah,
what can be done to a shoe that hasn't been done? You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, I had a pair of clear Air Ones. Remember when them came out?
Yeah.
You can only
Just
wear
having
them
your
once, though,
motherfucking
bro.
feet sweat. What you
Bro.
want to call that? Condensation on the
Yeah,
top of it.
you can only wear them once, maybe
That's wild.
twice.
That's wild.
Yeah, you can only wear those once or twice, bro. And when you took them off, you had to get the wet towel. You know what I mean? You had to pull the tongue out, bro, and you had to wash down the inside of the shoe.
That's a lot of work for something
And
that
you
ain't even that
always,
fire.
man,
Your
bro,
socks are
I
the ones
see,
that's going fire.
Yeah,
Not
you
even the
bro,
you
shoe.
better wear some clean ass socks.
Yeah,
bro, I
your
seen
socks better be
motherfuckers with
fire.
busted socks. Like, bro, no way you put on busted socks in the clear air ones. Low tops though, not the high tops.
Why do you even
Low
own the
tops.
socks if that's what it is? You know what I'm
Clear,
saying? You bet your shit better be fire.
man.
Yeah, I knew some cats that used to wear, you know what I'm saying? It depends on what they was wearing. You know what I'm saying? They would wear the color socks. You know what I'm saying? If they was wearing like a red shirt, they would wear red socks.
Yeah, I'll show
How do
you the
you even
shoes.
buy men red socks? Let me ask you, you gone in the men's sections and find red socks?
Hey, you go to like a sports store, you know what I'm saying, and get the baseball socks.
Man,
Yeah, you right.
I go get designer socks, the SpongeBob's, the cereals. I got the Frosty Flakes. I got the Twizzlers. Bro, I can go get all that shit from Ross, man, for $2. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna show you the shoes my son just got for his birthday.
See him. Ooh, them
Yeah,
J's.
yeah.
All white. You trust him with the all white?
And he 14, man.
My daughter just turned 14. I told her to fuck off. You ain't getting fucking white shoes.
Nah, he take care of his shoes though. He take
My
care of
kid
his
acts
shoes.
like
But
my kid acts.
I
Look,
told him, man, hey, bro, you want the all white Oreos, bro, man,
toothbrush.
bro,
You better have a toothbrush prepared.
man.
You know what I'm saying? These kids act like you can just buy them whatever. That's what
J
it
Dog
is.
said, pull up the Nike foam posits, Tim Duncan's.
I don't like Tim Duncan having silver and black associated with him. Fuck the Spurs if we talking basketball. Even though I do think Tim Duncan is top 3 power forward all time.
I see it.
I think he talking about these. I remember these. These was hard. Hold on.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of shocked Tim Duncan has his own shoes. He seems.
Yeah, I remember these. These was hard.
It seems like
These
he
was
would be the
hard.
type of guy not to have them. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the Timmys.
Those are fire. My daughter had like a gold pair of those phone posits.
Yeah.
With the mold on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are nice.
Nah, hey, he orders his own shoes, high rise. I don't recommend I don't do that with my kids, man. I let them choose their own shoes. You know what I mean? I give them suggestions, but they buy their own shit like me. You know what I mean? I buy my own shit. You know what I mean? What I like. You know what I mean? So like that's why I got the new LeBrons. The fast food joints.
Mm.
Hey, LeBron got fire shoes dirty. LeBron got
Some,
fire
not
shoes.
all. Some, not all.
No, I would say though, more often than not, them shits are good.
Now he come out with some fire colors sometimes, but I still don't like the shoe. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain style. The reason why I like this shoe because it reminds me of the I want to say the LeBron sixes. Hold on.
The only shoes I don't like are Curry's.
I haven't really peeped Curry's.
And
Like
that was
that.
because I used to coach basketball, and all the kids wanted to get Curry's, and that there's not enough ankle support in it, so we were like freaking pretty much every other game freaking giving kids ice packs on for their ankles because they freaking, you know what I'm saying, rolled their ankle in shoes that ain't protecting their ankle. Which is ironic
Right.
because who's the player that has ankle problems?
Curry. And usually his shit's high top. I always tell my kid I suggest that to my daughter. Like when I buy her shoes, they're high top.
Yeah. I mean, like, I understand, like, you styling or whatever, but if you really lacing them up, you know what I'm saying, and you really trying to get on the court and hoop, yeah,
Performance and style are two different
Yeah,
things.
I
yeah,
had. See, these are my other favorite LeBrons right here, man. I had these, bro. These motherfuckers was
It's gonna be the
styling
ones
and
with the Nike on
profiling.
the front, right? The Nike on
These
the
mo-
tip.
these motherfuckers was styling and profiling, bro. I had this exact pair.
Oh, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep,
the threes. You know
yep.
what I mean? These are my favorite LeBrons of all time, bro. That's my
LeBron,
favorite. That's my favorite pair of LeBrons of all times, bro. You know what I
in that
mean?
color.
In that color, bro. I had that exact shoe, bro. Like that exact shoe.
Okay.
That white and
LeBron got
gold.
some fire. He's
Yeah.
not wrong. I will say this: LeBron has a very unique niche that a lot of people don't fit, where style and performance meet in the middle.
Yeah.
LeBron has made a very, very like a point to make sure that you can use these on the court.
I had these too.
Yeah, that's common. I've seen a lot of those. Yeah.
I had those too. But that all white and gold, man, I wish I could find those, man, because those are rare. Those are rare, man. I want those again though. I'm gonna hunt those down, man. Size 12. I need those.
You'll find them.
I know,
Just don't pay too much. Fuck. These dudes out here be wanting
bro. I
Yeah.
a
know.
lot.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got those little boutiques and stuff that be having those little special shoes and stuff like that.
Man, nah. I want them brand new in the box, never worn. You know what I mean? I want them brand new, bro. Let's let's see who has them.
East Bay.
You gotta be careful with StockX these days, man.
Because eBay don't give them. They're supposed to be like a filter, but eBay don't do it like that no more. They're supposed to be checking like basically checking the authenticity of whatever you're buying, but
There was some girl on Instagram, like they have like this, like I guess you go to this conference and you bring your shoes and they go
Oh
through
yeah,
them
she gangster.
and
I
she
watch her
tell you,
YouTube
nah, it
videos.
ain't good. Or it's good. Be
Let me see.
smelling it and everything. Like it's crazy.
Oh, okay, so StockX has it. Let's
Rubbing
see.
the paper.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Sell at 125.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
What condition is it in? No, that's the question. It says new. Few bids. Let's see what's the bids on it. Size 12, bid price 125. Man, I might want to cop those. Yeah, I might want to cop those.
shoes is a weird fucking thing to buy though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I know this shoe. I already know this shoe because I've owned it. You know what I mean?
What about the owner?
It says new. Condition says new. It's stock X. So I'm hoping that it's new.
Hey,
It looked new on the. It looked new.
I would always say be careful, especially with them shoes. Like, I've had people. You already know. I don't need to say shit.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. I just don't want. Hey, look, you the boy. I don't want you to get fucked. You know what I
Let's
mean?
go to Nike.com. Let's see if they got them.
They probably don't.
You know what I like about Nike.com? You can customize shoes there.
Bro, I got shoes right now. I fully customized. I got Raider Nation across the straps.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't look. Nike don't play. They will let you do whatever you want. Whatever you want. You know.
I think to be honest with you, I think some of y'all is helping them out. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably look at whatever you design, and then they be like, okay, maybe we could use that.
I wanted to help us out.
You
I
know what
don't
I'm
want
saying?
garbage shoes.
And
Yeah.
let me flip this, and then bam, we got a new shoe. You know what I'm saying?
It
So
sucks they don't hit the person up that designed them, regardless of what they're whatever little design platform they're using to design the shoes, right?
yeah.
The
Nike
customization is
ain't
still
got
their
it.
own, right?
Nike ain't got it.
Not anymore. They don't.
Let's
That's
go to the
because most
GOAT.
of the motherfuckers that own the company are in Oregon.
Let's go to the GOAT. What does the GOAT have? No GOAT. That's not what I'm asking for.
Man, I've been wanting me some a pair of Griffies.
Did they ever make those in regular? Those weren't just cleats.
Nah, they made them in they made tennis shoes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought Griffies were only cleats, just like Vicks.
Nah.
You remember those Vicks that came out?
Oh,
Yo,
they don't even have them in 12s.
of course they don't.
11 and a half is the biggest they got at 297.
Yikes.
Yeah, the only one that got them was Stock X.
That's a sketchy fucking website. They're half and half.
They're half and half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
They're not completely. You can't like they. If they can, but I feel like they advertise. They advertise past their, what they're willing to. Not willing, what they're able to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, man, I'm actually gonna go get me something to eat now, man. I'm starving.
Dinner time.
It is dinner time, and I show nothing. He said, "Pay with my PayPal." Yeah, hey, yeah, you can. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm not a secret Lakers fan. Not at all. Not at
He a
all.
Clippers fan.
I'm a big Clippers fan. Now
Yeah.
I like two pairs of LeBron. I like two shoes that LeBron came out with, threes and the 19s. Those are the two that I like from LeBron. Jordan 1 through 14. 1 through 14. After 14, I kind of got like yeah. That's too many shoes now, man. Come on, man. It's just too many shoes, brother. But before we go, Twan, let them know where they can find you, man.
It's right there on the screen at IG. Twan TWUAN. Again, Yes Sir Outdoors. Okay, get with it. Yes Sir Outdoors, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Help me out. Subscribe to Yes Sir Outdoors. Get me to 100 subscribers.
For sure, for sure. Dark Side, you get a channel yet?
Hey, look, man. If you want to look me up on YouTube, Dirty, you know where I'm at. Not YouTube, excuse me, IG. I don't have YouTube shit, anything, but I appreciate the platform.
For sure.
I'm chilling. I like to fuck with these dudes and talk shit. That's it.
As always, chat. You guys are greatly appreciated, man. 50 billion things on YouTube. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of time, as well as my panel, is greatly appreciated. Um, thank you for watching. As I close my show all the time, man. No matter how much it rains, you never stop the sun from shining. Raider Nation, YouTube. Go get your motherfucking sunshine, man. We out. Peace.